Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show with the three amigos. Hotman, Crowder, and Solana on FM radio. Them boys be sliding, so we riding and we ready to go. 100,000 watts full throttle, baby, ready to blow. We passing Coca to Jupiter, we got your attention. You can tune in anywhere, but listen at your discretion. To the legend, Mr. Hotman can't stop from each other deuce. My brother got his own hot burger at Tucker Deuce. Now I rush more of these sports, spitting the truth. It's Channing Crowder, greatest Dolphins, who rock the 52. Solana one best of Miami, the voice of FIU. We reppin' to Miami, the Heat and the Panthers too. We reppin' for the Marlins, the Dolphins, that's how we do. The quick, so it's always about the you. Hey Jimmy, please get a bell on the phone and tell him that it's on. I finally got his name on the song. Can't do it wrong, cause it sounds so sweet. You spit the facts while I keep the crowd on their feet. Football season be the reason that I be bringing this heat. Georgia music representing 104.3. Hey,
Hey.
I was getting ready for the show.
See.
Got some energy. It's Miami Heat opening night. I mean, let's go.
Hey.
Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat.
Did
Let's go,
anyone
Heat.
anybody watch
go,
the opening of NBA last night?
I did. OKC Houston was a great game, as Jimmy told us all.
Yeah, Jimmy, be more judicious in your texts on the text thread. During that game, I mean, we're going into second overtime, and Jimmy fires off a text to all of us. This OKC is a great game. Yeah, we know. We're all watching.
Appreciate you, Jimmy. I was kind of confused on the double overtime game.
It's like getting texts from Magic Johnson's Twitter account.
Sandwiches are good.
The Miami Heat open the season tonight. I'm very glad for the late game that I didn't bet the Jimmy Butler under because he went over in the first half, I think. Or it was 17.5. Did he end the first half with 17, I think?
17 at the end of the first half, and he came out in the third quarter and was
Dude had 31 points last night.
Yeah.
Like he might be their alpha male on that team. Although, did you see the dagger three from Steph?
Yeah, there's a little light-skinned fella there that's not giving up that chrome very easy.
Holy mackerel. And then I had a parlay that hit thanks to that OKC victory. I had Panthers to win. I did a 3-leg, if you remember at the end of the show, I mentioned it on the air, 3-leg moneyline parlay. So I had the Panthers to win, and they had it all game. They had a 2-0 lead, and then it was 2-2. And then they had a 3-2 lead, and then it was 3-2. They end up winning the game, so I hit that. Then I've got Kennesaw State beating your FIU Panthers. No problem there. I told you I was going to bet $1 zillion on Kennesaw State. I put them in this parlay. I should have bet them straight up because everyone knew there's no way FIU is covering 2 games in a row, let alone winning 2 games in a row. And then the only other leg in the parlay I needed, I had OKC money line. I think the line on the game was 6.5. I think it was OKC minus 6.5, but I had money line. So I just needed OKC to win, and they did. It was rough. SGA was missing some free throws at the end, was killing me, but they got the dub. So I hit a nice little 3-leg parlay there. I'll consider that a good start to the NBA season of gambling. Yes. I'll gamble tonight too.
And we saw Michael Jordan talk about boring stories.
I have to tell you, I was texting with a friend of mine from Chicago. We were texting each other clips of MJ. I think it was Bill Simmons that I saw today on Twitter tweeted, "It doesn't matter what MJ says. I'll watch." And that's how I feel about him. Like, I don't care what he talks about. There's 2 guys for me from the 80s and 90s who still have this star power where wherever they are, whatever they're doing, whatever they're saying, whatever they're appearing on, I will make a point to watch. I think if you remember, Eddie Murphy was on Jimmy Kimmel like a year ago, and I told you, I don't make it an appointment to watch late night television for anything. But Eddie Murphy, to me, because he so rarely does stuff like that, I want to see everything he does.
Yeah.
MJ's the same way. And speaking of Eddie Murphy, Netflix announced today an Eddie Murphy documentary where you get to go inside his house, which is a bleeping mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And you get this whole in-depth look at Eddie Murphy and his life nowadays, where he's like super open. And I'm like, I can't wait to see that on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. I saw that today, too, and I'm excited. I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan because he is.
For me, Eddie Murphy and MJ are not overexposed. They don't do a ton of media. They don't do a ton of talk shows. They don't do the reality show. Like, everybody's got podcasts. Everyone is out there as much as they want to be out there. And most people want to be out there as much as they possibly can. Michael Jordan, Eddie Murphy are very judicious, Jimmy. Very judicious. They pick and choose their spots. And I am in whenever they do something.
Yeah. Well, I know you could have put it on mute and watched Michael just, mime something. I was actually listening to the stories, and it was an 8-minute story about him shooting a free throw in front of some rich kids.
That was so cool, man. You didn't like that story? That story was so cool.
No, it wasn't cool. You were amazed that he told it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. It was so cool. Here's a guy. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone, yet he still has so much immense personal pride that he doesn't even want to miss a free throw when no one's watching it. I mean, that tells you why Michael Jordan was so great.
Oh, goodness gracious. You're reaching here.
Are you joking?
Crazy. Him shooting a free throw in front of some rich kids shows you why he's the best player in NBA history.
Him being fearful that he was going to miss a free throw shows you why he was the greatest basketball player of all time. Because I would submit to you, he would have felt that way because he said, I don't pick up a basketball anymore. Why do you think he doesn't pick up a basketball anymore?
He's old.
He doesn't want to miss shots, even if he's by himself. He doesn't want to miss shots. Well, why do you think?
Oh, my goodness. Because he's old and rich. What's the point of playing basketball when you're old and rich?
But he just told you last night, how much he loves the game of basketball, why he wants to be involved in the NBC broadcast. He's not doing it for money. You know he's not doing it for money.
Well, extra $40 million ain't hurting nobody.
He's not getting $40 million for those stories.
LeBron would have dunked that ball. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but LeBron is younger. Get to LeBron's age.
He would have dunked it.
And no, he wouldn't have dunked it. And LeBron probably wouldn't have even told the story. That's why Michael Jordan is so great. It's just everything he does is through the eyes of a winner, a champion. He is a winner and a champion at everything he does.
Bringing Michael back with the new, the remade NBA on NBC. It makes perfect sense because he ran that time of basketball.
Why you watched? It's why you watched.
Yeah, the tie-in is great. And then the interview started, and my man just kept throwing these little baby alley-oops. I thought he was going to have some good stuff. I hope it gets better as the season goes on.
Well, it was Mike. I mean, that wasn't his. He's going to be doing interviews. That was Mike Tirico interviewing him.
Well, is that – are we sure he's going to be doing interviews?
Yeah, he's going to be telling stories, doing interviews. I think he'll probably have some features that are produced, and he's the narrator, the storyteller. But I don't think it's certainly not going to be Mike Tirico interviewing him every week.
I hope not, because what it seemed like to me was one really long interview, Mike Tirico interviewing Michael Jordan, and they're going to use the hell out of that interview. They chop it up into 5-6 intervals, and they'll play it sporadically throughout the season.
No. That was the intro to why is Michael Jordan participating in the NBA on NBC broadcast. Because, again, he doesn't do stuff like that. He just doesn't. Remember, Kobe would have been part of the panel. Like, Kobe would have been out there. Yeah. You saw last night, it was Carmelo, Tracy McGrady, and
Vince Carter.
It was a rough start, too. I don't know if you watched the beginning of
it was a rough end.
NBA on NBC. But and Carmelo's out there. I saw someone tweet out, like, Carmelo thought he was doing a podcast. He had a little zip-up jacket on, and T-Mac and Vince Carter, they're dressed to the nines. Maria Taylor looks great, and Melo's out there. He's got like a windbreaker on. But yeah, no, Michael for me could do no wrong. Like, I watched that just like, wow, that's why Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. That's the gravitas that he has.
I hope he's telling stories with current players, but he needs to shelf that story. That story was garbage.
That's maybe top 3 story he's ever told. I'm not even lying. I'm not even lying.
Stop.
I'm not even lying.
He set that entire thing up, Crowder, so that Tirico could go, "Did you make it?" And he could go, "What do you think?"
It was
I mean,
so
yeah.
badass. It was
Come on.
so badass. Oh,
They rehearsed that 6 times.
if you had an ounce of the personal pride Michael Jordan had, you know how far you could go.
Stop it.
But you can't even comprehend
Stop
having
it.
that kind of pride.
I
Do you
knew Hoch
think-
would eat that up,
Do you
man.
think Michael Jordan would yell, "Light is on," when he doesn't even know what that means? and like, that's the difference between you and you're the everyday person. I'm just using you as an example, but you're the population. Michael Jordan, me, Eddie Murphy, we're guys who pick and what?
Keep going. I'm sorry. It was something else.
We're guys who pick and choose our spots, take pride in what we do, and make sure that if we're putting something out there, it's worthy of our name, our look, our brand.
Champion storyteller, huh?
He is a champion, and he proved it last night.
You're swinging for the end of the season.
No, he was great. He was great. I'm telling you, he was great. That was that. I thought that interview was better than the OKC game,
So
and that was double overtime.
But he's gonna step in the interviewer.
I believe so. That's the way that I understood it to be. That he's gonna tell stories. So I don't know if that's via interview or if it's via prepackaged piece that they play.
Oh, okay. Well, go deeper into his arsenal.
The Open was
Yeah.
unbelievably good.
It was great.
With all the guys not knowing
It was great.
what NBA and NBC means, and then they cut to Michael, and he's talking about Patrick and Magic. The Open, Charles Barkley, the Open was so well produced. It gave me chills. I swear I had chills.
It was great. It
watching
was. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it started with the Bulls song, and then it was just it was great. I really enjoyed the NBA last night. Brad Marchand, I don't know if you watched his return to Boston. ESPN, they say, and this is so rare. I mean, this is like when the local broadcast, one thing. You're talking a national broadcast. ESPN, during the first timeout in the first period, they said, we're going to stay here at the TD Garden and watch the video tribute that they're putting out for Brad Marchand, and we'll watch the crowd react and Brad Marchand react. So ESPN, who pays a lot of money, they don't give up, commercials willy-nilly, stayed there. They go to commercial timeout, ostensibly commercial timeout, but just a game break. And the Bruins play this video tribute to Brad Marchand. He's crying on the bench.
Yeah.
He is crying. He is actively wiping away tears. The crowd is going nuts. His teammates from Boston and Florida are going nuts. And it was like that was a chill-inducing moment. It was so cool. I just last night, sports delivered. Like it delivered. Tonight, Heat and Magic. Listen, let me tell you what you're gonna get. No,
we're gonna be crying again. If you want to see tears, watch that game.
You want to see Paolo Banchero run all over the court. Watch tonight. Anyway, let's move on. We have so much stuff to get to. Sports Talk on WQAM is presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Zack Gelb today. We're going to talk football with him. Jim Larranaga today. We'll talk basketball with him, and we will get you ready for the Heat season in our own special way. Real quick look at the headlines brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
Ton of NBA games tonight. Pretty much everybody in the league will play tonight. You've got some primetime games on ESPN. Obviously, the Miami Heat open up on the road. They're at the Orlando Magic. That's a 7 p.m. game. No Hero, no Yakuchonis, and Chloe still questionable. He did participate in shoot around today.
Did we know he was dinged up, or is this something new?
Yeah, I brought it up in the 5 o'clock hour headlines yesterday that he was dealing with neck spasms on Monday, which kept him out of practice Monday. Yesterday, at the end of practice, maybe Spo lighten up the practices a little bit before the season starts, but he twisted or rolled his ankle or hurt his ankle in practice yesterday. So that's when he was deemed questionable for today's game.
There is some breaking news regarding the Heat. I don't know if you saw this, just broke. They have reached a settlement with Jimmy Butler over all the fines that he accrued last season. They were fining him without pay for a zillion games. According to Ira Winderman and the Sun Sentinel, the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler's representation have come to an agreement on the roughly $6 million in fines and withheld salary assessed last season, with a compromise reached at half that amount. So $3 million, essentially, Jimmy Butler cost himself and the entire Heat season.
I'm assuming cost me more than that in mental distress.
He looked good yesterday, man. There's no denying that. We'll see how long it lasts, but he looked very, very good.
He was engaged and good.
I don't have that player leaves my team, I'm mad at him thing, other than any athlete other than Jimmy Butler that I've ever cheered for a team with.
Well, because it's the way that he left.
I
feel that way. I think about certain people, but yeah, Jimmy,
Yeah, Wade leaves to Chicago, LeBron. I didn't care. Okay, it's part of the game. But Jimmy's just, his butt wipeness got to me.
Well, when he came back for that game with Golden State and he didn't acknowledge his former teammates who were his teammates weeks prior, what are you doing? Come on, get over yourself. We all bought your coffee. What are you doing? Bam, spent $30,000 on coffee. You can't acknowledge him?
Got to reach a settlement on that, too.
Man. Yeah. Give me half my coffee money back, jackass.
I couldn't shoot. He had the jitters.
$43 for a latte, and all of a sudden he's standing on ceremony.
I think Crowder figured it out. Bam's had caffeine jitters. Since Jimmy Butler's been here, he lost his shot.
Can't shoot with your hands shaking. Hey, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Can I have the ball? Give me the ball. Here we go. Give me the ball. Give me the ball.
There's a ton of Dolphins notes. We can't get to all of them right now because we are pressed for time. But Darren Waller, we bid you adieu for at least 4 weeks.
I'm so over this team and this season because why can't someone just get dinged up and then be back the following week? Why does the best player he teased you for 2 weeks? Yeah. Put him on IR. It's just this franchise is snake bit, man.
Just put it in your mental bank. The next time we drag a player out of retirement who's in his 30s, there's no chance he's playing 17 games. Or
Ticket Wizard sent me some text when that happened. Stephen Ross should ban Chris Greer and the Dolphins from signing anyone over 28 years old.
Well, Calais Campbell balled. He was 49.
That's true.
So the Dolphins, they have elevated. And I apologize if I botched this. Listen, this guy's a practice squad player, so I didn't really familiarize myself with pronunciation here. But Greg Dulcich, tight end, elevated from the practice squad. And we welcome back Chris Miarek, who is responsible for one of the greatest preseason plays in Miami Dolphins history. If you remember preseason finale, I remember because I was there, 2021 in Cincinnati. Sinnott to win it, Reed Sinnott, Hail Mary at the very end of the game. And it was Chris Miarek who came down with the catch in the end zone. He is now signed to the practice squad.
He was available week 8 of the NFL season.
He's not even on the roster. He's on our practice squad. This was a whole story about a guy who just got to the practice squad.
Let's start talking about the practice squad more because the regular roster is not impressive.
Well, don't worry, because I'm guessing Dulcich or Dulcich or however you pronounce his name won't be playing very much, and it will be Chris Miarek off waivers, elevated, starting, or at the very least, taking snaps. That's just the way this team does it.
All right,
guys. Your weather from South Florida right now, it is partly cloudy. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the mid to upper 70s. That's brought to you by Chill Zone AC, featuring reliable Root AC systems. Make your AC great again. Visit chillzoneac.com.
I see today, on this day in 1973, Dolly Parton released the song Jolene. So hopefully you'll play Jolene at some point today, Jimmy. And if you all are lucky, I'll do my Dolly Parton impersonation at some point before 6 o'clock. Zack Gelb is going to join us in the next segment, so do not go anywhere.
Let me talk to everybody with the Miami Heat season rolling around about my good friends at Toro Toro. And I was there not too long ago. You can check out my behind-the-scenes experience at Toro Toro, where I got to try out all of their fantastic cuts of steak. And we're talking about picanha. We're talking about ribeye. But right now at Toro Toro, they have this unbelievable deal where if you have a game ticket for Miami Heat games, you're going to get 20% off the bar menu at Toro Toro. That's before the game, after the game, even during the game. If you opt to leave early or get to the game late, that bar menu includes options like the amarillo ceviche, chicharrón de camarón, short rib tacos, short rib arepas, cachapas, a Toro burger, honey chipotle pork belly. I could go on and on. That 20% is also valid for drinks at the bar. That's cocktails, beers, wines. Again, all you need is that game ticket. So listen to this. You score a spot, valet at the hotel, stress-free parking. Then you enjoy that beautiful walk over to the Casella Center right along Biscayne Bay. 20% off the bar menu before or after the game. And then you get a stress-free ride home with a full stomach after letting all of that traffic die down. That's what you can get at Toro Toro during Miami Heat season. They're located inside the iconic Intercontinental Miami Hotel. Again, right along Biscayne Bay. They're Miami's hottest pan-Latin steakhouse. Check them out, ToroToroMiami.com, or make a reservation right now on OpenTable.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Khalil?
Little shout out to Michael Jordan, the hero. Champion. All right, before we get to Zack Gelb, everyone's invited to the party. Doesn't matter who you are. Your name is on the list at Hard Rock Bet season-long celebration. Sign up today, bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you also score $150 in bonus bets. So you get a winning bet, boosted bankroll. That's how you get the party started on the Hard Rock Bet app. Listen, you got basketball tonight, Miami, Orlando. Perhaps you had the OKC money line like I did last night, parlayed with Kennesaw State and your Florida Panthers. Maybe you had a nice three-legger like I did. But tonight you get it started with Miami and Orlando. You got action. It is here. You can bet every game right there in the palm of your hand, from tip-off to buzzer and everything in between. Of course, football is hot and heavy as well. Hard Rock Bet has odds for just about everything. Anytime touchdown, rushing overs, receiving overs, whatever you need, it is there. Plenty of college football going on as well. And step in the cage, bet on the biggest names in MMA with 21% profit boosts for the 321 fights on Saturday. Make your picks pack a more powerful punch on the Hard Rock Bet app. Download it now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. All right, Zack Gelb is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Before we talk football, I always remind you the best place to get geared up with Canes or Dolphins merch this season is Caneswear in Davie. You're online at caneswear.com. Zack Gelb hosts afternoons nationally on the Infinity Sports Network, and he joins us from the WFAN studios in New York City. Is it getting cold in New York City? Because I see you're wearing a little puffer jacket.
No, it's just a little fashion, I'm wearing a little bomber today. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. I'm trying to be like the Walmart version of Solana, honestly.
It's a look. It's a look. He's rocking a look. And where are you, Crowder? You're in Houston?
Houston, yes, sir.
Yeah, how's the weather in Houston?
Beautiful, actually. It's really nice.
Channing would probably call this the preppy white guy look, even though I'm not a preppy guy. I'm a white guy, but that's what I think Channing would call this.
You're not a preppy white guy. Huh?
Preppy white guy. I've seen that look at University of Florida before, yes.
That's Finance Bro 101 right there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I look like Mike McDaniel right now. Maybe I got capris on and you guys don't even know. Show a little ankle. Get a little ankle out there.
Let me start there. Are you shocked that as we sit here today on October 22nd, that Mike McDaniel is still the head coach of the Miami Dolphins? And let me take it one step further. Are you shocked that Tua Tagovailoa is the starting quarterback on Sunday in Atlanta?
I think the coach knows if he benches Tua, he's then definitely going to get fired because of the investment that they made in Tua. But, yeah, I'm stunned that I thought for sure Monday morning we were getting the notification, McDaniel out, maybe even Chris Greer out too, because he needs to go as well. But, what does it mean firing the GM in the middle of the season? I guess I'm not shocked. I'm just disappointed. And my question would be, why? Like, Stephen Ross, are you asleep? Stephen Ross, do you not care? Stephen Ross, are you cheap? Stephen Ross, have you just accepted that you'll just wait to the end of the season? I would love to just ask Stephen Ross one question today, and it would just be, why?
What does it benefit to fire him, though? Like I'm asking you, I'm saying, like, if you fire him, there's nobody in that organization that's turning that team around.
It doesn't.
I think he's just waiting to the end of the season, let McDaniel sink with his boat, and then now it's terrible, and now I can move on.
Could you get an interim coach boost, which long-term doesn't help the franchise because you'd rather have the most losses at this rate? Sure. But there's a difference in being bad and embarrassing. This is now embarrassing. The Dolphins, even if they make a change, they're still going to be bad, but it's just to stop the clown show, stop the bleeding, stop the national disgrace that the Miami Dolphins are right now. Because this coach at the podium is a fool, and the quarterback at the podium, I thought Cam, I didn't love when Cam said it, but he's right. Like, Cam, when he talked about Tua being aggressive at the podium and Tua really being boisterous at the podium, it has been a disaster for Tua Tagovailoa at the podium. You're lucky the Jets are in the division too, because Aaron Glenn, that's another guy. He gets in front of the podium. Holy smokes, like shut up, dude.
We're 2 weeks away, a little less than 2 weeks away from the NFL trade deadline. Now the conversation down here is, what do you do with all these assets, or quote unquote assets? My question, Gelb, is, do the Dolphins actually have attractive pieces from a national perspective? Because Devon Achane is probably, it's Achane or bust down here right now with the offense, but I just don't see them trading him right now. I think Jalen Waddle is also somebody who people think highly of. I don't see them trading him either. It's really the front seven guys, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, who we all thought at the very least, those are the guys that you could trust to have a good season, and they have not produced. So I wonder, even if the Dolphins were saying, hey, let's kind of start stockpiling some picks, do people around the league really look at any of these guys on the Dolphins and say, yeah, they can help us win now?
I think Channing would know this, that there's a lot of arrogant offensive and defensive coordinators out there and head coaches that go, oh, I could make Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb good again. It's just the Dolphins situation. So those are the two attractive names on defense. And then offense, you hit the nail right in the head. It's Devon Achane and Jalen Waddle, who are two good young pieces. And the question just is, if you're the Dolphins, do you want to part ways with those pieces? And is the return going to be significant enough for you to ultimately say, yeah, you know what, we'll say goodbye to a youngster in Jalen Waddle, who's next year probably your number one wide receiver if he does stay, because I don't think, regardless of what Tyreek is trying to sell everybody, I would be shocked if Tyreek is on the roster to start next season.
Well, let me ask you this question. We were having this conversation yesterday, and it kind of just came organically, but you can play the hindsight game and say they shouldn't have given Tua a big contract when they did, because they still had him under contract for another season, and then they could have franchised him for 2 seasons beyond that. Okay, and you had said that when that originally went down. But let me just ask you, because they made a business decision that he was going to be their quarterback for a long time, that he was good enough after the 2023 season to warrant a giant investment, and plenty of players get contracts before they need a contract, right? And you don't want to get into the situation. They lost Christian Wilkins because they waited too long with that. So do you think if Tua was an unrestricted free agent the year after 2023 that they give him the big contract, if he was an unrestricted free agent, wouldn't he have gotten that contract somewhere else from some other team? Wasn't he respected enough around the league to warrant that type of giant contract?
He would have got a contract because there's more teams that don't have quarterbacks that do have quarterbacks, and then people would overspend. If you're saying, okay, if when they gave him the contract, even though, like you said, he had another year left on the deal, if he was a free agent, then yeah, someone would have given him a contract. But that's not the situation. The situation the Dolphins had is they could have waited. And for a quarterback that also has an injury history, it even makes more sense to wait. And the Dolphins didn't elect to do that. But, you know, it's at this point, if you're a Dolphins fan, what reason do you have to tune into this team? And like, that's why this owner, how he has not fired the GM or the head coach. The quarterback, the damage is done. You already paid him. You got to figure out how to get out of it and just deal with it. But how this coach and this GM are still here, I keep on going back to it. And I keep on using the same lame line that I've been using for a year. They got pictures. They got to have pictures of Stephen Ross with like a shriveled up Schmeckel or something like that. That's all I could give you. That's all I got at this point.
And Gelby, to that point, you get rid of the head coach and the GM. Is Tua connected to that? And if he's not, you know the report, they owe him $54+ million next year. Could the Dolphins do something like the Broncos did with Russ when they gave him that big money? I think it was four for $250, and they end up figuring out a way to split the money with another team. Would that be the approach if they do clean shop?
I think it's a lame duck spot next season where you like, remember Sean Payton inherited Russell Wilson for a year and already knew that he was done with him, and then waited until the year after to just say, okay, we're going to get rid of Russell Wilson. So I think a new coach that comes in, assuming that it is with the new GM, they're going to say the first year's a wash, the second year improve, third year go contend for a playoff spot. So I'm going to sit back and say that probably Tua's on the team next year, and they wait then a year after that for the dead cap. I don't have the contract in front of me, but the dead cap in theory to just go down a little bit, and then you figure a way how to crunch the numbers.
Hey, Jimmy, for the podcast, do you know how to spell shriveled up schmeckel?
No, I do not.
All right, I'll get back to you on that. I'll text you on that. Did you watch opening night in the NBA last night, Gelby?
Not really. I understand the NBC presentation.
You're not into the NBA before Christmas, right? Do I recall that from previous years with you?
I will be into the Knicks tonight. I just had a lot going on yesterday that we will not get into. So I was not as attentive maybe to the sports world yesterday once I got off the air and walked out of my place of employment.
Let me ask you this, because I'm just curious from a national perspective. What do you know about the Miami Heat heading into the season? They open tonight. They're in Orlando. And I feel like your answer might play into my thought that on paper they're a pretty uninteresting team. What do you know about the Miami Heat? If I said to you, because I didn't give you prep on this, if I said to you, give me 3 things you're excited to watch for the Miami Heat this season, would you have any?
There's not really much excitement if I'm just being transparent. I will say I will thoroughly enjoy maybe Paulo Banchero smacking Solana in the mouth after hearing his name pronounced correctly all throughout this evening. But I think we're back in the line of looking at with the Heat where their coach is obviously their greatest asset in Eric Spoelstra. So the question just becomes, can you get a gritty version of this Miami Heat team where now you have this play-in tournament stuff, so there's more access to the playoffs, where you look at the Dolphins, like they're not watchable right now. Can the Heat just later on in the season be watchable where you get to a point where you say, okay, maybe they could go contend for one of those play-in tournament spots?
Should I try to sell him on the Heat?
Go ahead. You know what? I will not bash Solana for trying to sell me on the Miami Heat.
I do think there are some things to be excited about. I'm not even joking. Now, they're over-under on the Hard Rock app for season wins.
Can I guess?
37.5.
I was going to guess 33.5.
Yeah, I mean, so no one's expecting anything great, but I do think there are some bright spots. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, Eastern Conference right now, Gelb. Obviously, the Knicks are one of the favorites. The Cleveland Cavaliers, but until they do something in the playoffs, I mean, can you really trust them? I'm not saying the Heat are going to go win the East, but Norman Powell comes over from L.A., led the team in scoring last year on a playoff team, a good competitive team out west. They get him for nothing, and you're hoping that since Jimmy Butler left, all that's behind them. They have a much better season this year. Hero comes back. You pair him with Norman Powell. They should have a better offense. And that Bam and Khalil Ware pairing, I get it. Nationally, it's not that enticing, but there's something there between those two. They're both very talented. This could end up being, with Eric Spoelstra as the head coach, one of those gritty Heat teams nobody would want to see in the first round of the playoffs.
So, like, you think they could get to 40 wins is what you're saying?
Yeah, 60, 50, 40.
Play Peppers. Play Peppers. 2 minutes. 2 minutos. I'm in, sure. Well, you said 38.5, 37.5? Yeah. I'll bet some of Channing's money on the over on that.
You get excited about them Knicks. I told you last year, Gelb, at some point, that damn Karl Anthony Towns is going to let y'all down. I'm telling you what's about to happen. I'm calling it preseason.
Yeah. And at some point, DJ Lagway won't be able to complete the ball, and Florida won't get Lane Kiffin.
Hey, man.
By the way, can we just, since we're roasting everyone today, Hoch loves getting on the bandwagon, and I know he loves his Miami Hurricanes. Oy, what happened there up against Louisville?
Listen, we knew a stinker was going to be coming this season. We've seen the movie. I didn't think it was going to happen in prime time on Friday night. Shocked me. I think they were shell-shocked. I like Mario Cristobal, when they went down 2 touchdowns, Mario Cristobal looked like he was shell-shocked, and they never were able to recover. Maybe our thoughts that the Miami Hurricanes were by far the best football team in college football were a little misplaced. What are they, 9 now? Well, I think they'll end in the top 5. I think they'll get it right now. But yeah, Friday night was not fun by any stretch.
It did good for the views because I had David Pollack on Thursday, and he said Miami's the best team. And on TikTok, the moment when they lost, it was just views galore of all these Ohio State fans jumping on in, just trashing Miami. And I like the Hurricanes, right?
Everyone
I think they're a
was
good
saying
football
Gino
team.
Torretta said they're the best team in college football. John Michaels said they're the best team in college football.
They had the best resume, though,
Well,
to be fair.
They had a better resume
John
than Ohio
Michaels says
State.
they're the best team in college football each and every year. I've heard him
No,
say
no,
that
no,
for
no.
10 years.
No, he is very
Come
willing to call
on.
them out. No, he is very willing to call them
Yeah.
out when they're not good or when they're winning, but you kind of know that they're fraudulent. And
Ohio
I don't
State-
think anyone thought that this season.
Ohio State and Alabama, to me, are the two best teams I've seen. I'm really curious how we're talking about Indiana at the end of the season. And I like A&M. Like, A&M just keeps on winning. I know it's not pretty. Bell's a heck of a running back. Olivia Moss, excuse me. And you got Marcel Reed and the two wide receivers that transferred over, and their defense is good under Elko. But I would like to see, it doesn't fit into the Miami narrative, I know. But I want to see the best from the Big Ten this year up against the best from the SEC in the national championship.
Oh, stop it. But did you lose faith? Did you lose faith in the Hurricanes because of Friday night?
I don't think
they were. I really believe they were the best team in college football up until that game.
So I thought they were good. I thought they obviously could win the ACC. I did take Louisville plus the 13.5, but I thought Miami was going to win the game. I just thought it was too many points, and Jeff Brom's a heck of a coach, as we know. I think they still are one of those 3 to 4 teams that go win the ACC. I don't think it's a lock they win the ACC. They got so much talent. I like Haynes King at Georgia Tech. But if you're asking me, do I think that they are going to win 2 playoff games this year? I would say no. I think their apex is winning 1 playoff game this season.
Wow. That to me is a little bit shocking, only because we've been kind of waiting for the season. And if last season with Cam Ward wasn't the season, and now you've got Carson Beck and Ruben Bain playing out of his mind on defense, if this isn't the season, then when's the season?
All righty. I got to ask Channing, though, a question. Just wondering, inquiring mind about the Florida job, and let's try to make Channing some clickbait right here. Lane Kiffin, I don't think it's happening in the swamp. If it's not Lane Kiffin, then who for Florida?
I don't know, man. I saw Rhett Lashley's name pop up.
At SMU.
I don't want another.
And he was UM's offensive coordinator.
I don't want another, guy that maybe he can do it. I want an established head coach. That's why I love Lane. I don't want Gruden. I don't think Gruden's going to be good in college. But we're going to go get the next up and coming. I hope it's an offensive guy.
I think it's one of 2 names. If it's not Lane, right? They want Lane. That's been clear.
I don't think Lane is leaving Trinidad. I don't think he's leaving that quarterback at Ole Miss unless he could bring him with him.
I don't think Lane is leaving Ole Miss. And I think he would leave if LSU was open, which maybe with the Tiger family, with Brian Kelly, it could be open. But I will say Eli Drinkwitz at Missouri, or I will say James Franklin, the former Penn State coach, obviously, but the next coach of the Gators.
I like Franklin.
Yeah.
And for Florida, here's the thing. Franklin does not win a national championship. But Florida right now would take 9-10 win seasons and just getting the program back to stability, because the program right now is a big fat
did
deal.
here at the end of the show. Zack Gelb took a show on opening night for the Miami Heat.
Play Peppers.
There is a disaster going on in Miami Gardens with the Dolphins. You got Brad Marchand back in Boston last night. Great victory for the Panthers. And he turned the show into who's the next head coach in Gainesville. How dare you, Gelb? Hit the bricks. We appreciate the time. Zack Gelb from the Infinity Sports Network. The jacket does look good on you, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Once again, I'm just trying to be a Walmart version of Solana. Next week, I'll have those disgusting handlebars.
Text Jimmy how to spell schmeckle, okay?
Yeah, I will just look up Solana. It'll come up in the dictionary.
You having trouble sleeping, go watch Michael Jordan on NBC. You'll get great rest that night.
No, you'll get chills. You won't be able to sleep. Did you watch him last night, Gelb?
I saw the clips. There were some interesting things.
He's amazing.
Definitely on social media.
He's amazing. Love you, Gelb.
You got it, guys. Be well.
There you go. Zack Gelb from the Infinity Sports Network. We got more talking about the Heat to come. No more talking about the Florida Gators head coaching position. That was Gelb taking over the show in a direction that I was uninterested in. So don't go anywhere. Crowder was interested in it.
I didn't know the names he brought up. What are we doing, man?
James Franklin, actually,
I do know. James Franklin was the one that came up. I don't want no damn Rhett Lashley.
You remember that offense though? It's fun, man.
I know. I just think I think we need some more edge. Rhett wasn't very edgy. We need a butt wipe.
Right.
Franklin's a butt wipe. That's why I like it. Lane's a butt wipe.
Yep.
If y'all are watching football, NFL, college, you know what? Hockey's here. Basketball just started. Everything. The World Series is here. Why don't you watch it at Tootsie's Cabaret? It is the best. And during commercial breaks, you always have some beautiful entertainers to look at. I've been going there 20 years. It is so much fun. They are open from noon to 6 a.m., 18 hours of fun every single day. It is the world's largest strip club in the entire world now. The food is delicious. The kitchen staff's awesome. $100 bottles, half price drinks till 8 p.m. every single day. Full liquor bars. I'm telling you, man, go to Tootsie's. It is the greatest place to watch games, and it's right around the corner from Hard Rock Stadium. Before game, you can head to Tootsie's. Have you a good time to go to the game. After the game, don't want to sit in traffic, either Canes or Fins, go on to Tootsie's. Let the traffic die down and go home happy. And during game days, if you bring your Fins or Canes tickets to Tootsie's, you get in free for that entire day. You can't beat Tootsie's Cabaret during football season. Honestly, you can't beat it year-round. And on Sundays now, $10 menu. It's called the Tailgate Takeover. Chicken wings, smash burger fries, fried shrimp fries, cheese pizza, and chicken nachos. $10 from noon to 5 p.m. on Sundays. You watch that first game there. Have you a good time? You stay for the 4 o'clock game. Make a whole day out of it. Invite your family. Invite your coworkers. Y'all go to Tootsie's, and I guarantee it will be a great time. You got to go to TootsiesCabaret.com for more information.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
I would love to have a cup of coffee and a piece of pie with Mike McDaniel at Denny's. Little Aerosmith kick off the 3 o'clock hour here on the Hochman, Crowder, and Solana program. I am a big fan when basketball season rolls around because I get more texts from my son than I do during any other time of the year. Just got one from him. Kobe White is out. So if you were planning on playing any Kobe White props tonight in the Bulls game, he is out. And he and DJ just texted me, every Buzelis over is going up tonight. So bet your Matas Buzelis overs tonight if you want to cash in, according to DJ Hochman. Jim Larranaga is going to join us this hour. And so we'll talk some basketball with him as the season gets underway. You will hear the Heat game tonight on this very radio station. Preheat begins at 5:45. 5:45. Solana and Tommy Tig will get you ready. And then Jason Jackson, Amy Audibert on the call tonight. The game tips off at 7 p.m. in Orlando. You can watch the game tonight on FanDuel Sports Network Sun. All right. Can we say why you're in Houston, Crowder?
Yes, no problem.
All right, tell us why.
We are interviewing Kevin Durant tonight, and we're waiting. We have a soft yes from Vince Young.
Wow. Well, KD is the interesting one to me because he doesn't do a ton of relaxed stuff like that, does he? Kind of along the lines of where I was saying Michael Jordan and Eddie Murphy are very judicious in their exposure. Kevin Durant is pretty judicious the same way.
Yeah. No, we were surprised. We've been asking him for a while. He's real good friends with Michael Beasley, which I think Mike reached out to him. And
the pivot episode when Bees was on and was like, okay, it's a friendly.
Great episode with Bees.
Yeah. So, and this is all speculation. I don't know what happened, but I think that had something to do with it where he hit Bees and he's like, nah, man, dude's cool. Laid back is a laid back environment. So I think that had something to do with it. But yeah, we've asked him in person about 3 or 4 times and then actually finally went through.
You think it'll happen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure KD will happen. It's funny. We're waiting for Vince Young when KD's confirmed. That's the weird part.
Well, I always get a kick out of that. It's like, we have Andrew Whitworth coming on Thursday night for Thursday Night Football, and he's there at the exact time. And then George Richards makes us wait 35 minutes because he was at Flanagan's. What's wrong with this picture, Richards?
Yes. It's
Let me do before we get into hoops. Let's do 15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored. That's brought to you by the Lexus TX. Room for all your passions and 3 rows of luxurious comfort. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer. And Game Day Uncensored Sunday will begin at 9 a.m. with Alejandro Solana and Brendan Tobin, Omar Kelly, Chris Perkins, a cast of thousands getting you ready for Miami and Atlanta. So the latest line right now is Miami plus 7.5. You know, Darren Waller is out. Listen, it all adds up. You know, you start looking at, okay, no Tyreek Hill, no Darren Waller, already playing shaky. Like you're relying on guys. Jalen Waddle had 1 catch for 15 yards last week. 1 catch, 15 yards. I don't know whose fault that is, but that is the stat. 1 catch, 15 yards. So I don't see a way that the Dolphins cover that line, but I am looking at some of the player props that are posted. Would you like to know the Bijan Robinson rushing prop? It has been posted.
90.
Solana?
101.5.
I was going to guess 101. It's 94.5. And that seems low to me. I feel like he could get that in the first drive. Why would you do anything else? Why wouldn't you just let Bijan Robinson run all game long?
Well, they do this. I was watching that Buffalo game. They do this thing where he lines up like next to the quarterback and Penix just turns around and throws him the ball real fast. So it's a pass.
Interesting.
But it's a sweep.
It's almost receiving yards.
They use him like Devon Achane, in other words. They use him a lot in the slot. A lot of just non-traditional running back stuff with Bijan.
Yeah. It's a terrible matchup. To your point, Hawk, when you were saying it, their front four was getting after Josh Allen. And I know they lost, but their front four can rush. Our offensive line can't block University Schools team. They have a great running back. We can't stop the run. They have Drake London. They have Kyle Pitts. They have a bunch of receivers. We have backup corners. The matchup of this game is terrible.
I think they have the best defense in the NFL, or one of the best defenses in the NFL.
And Raheem Morris is the defense. He was the Super Bowl winning DC at the Rams. He has a lot of exotic blitzes. Our linemen need LASIK. This is a terrible matchup for the Dolphins.
Because I think sometimes also we're forgetting just how bad the Browns are. Not that Myles Garrett isn't a great player, but Dylan Gabriel was the quarterback who picked them apart. And I'm not telling you Michael Penix is anything special because I haven't seen anything special from him. But to your point, they've got Bijan Robinson and they've got Kyle Pitts and Drake London and like
weapons. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you look at the Cleveland game and you go, Cleveland ran roughshod over this team. And Tua had no answers to anything. I just, and again, I understand the NFL, there's ups and downs, but man, I'm having a tough time getting to the spot where I think they can somehow hang with them.
They had trouble tackling Rico Dowdle and they had trouble tackling Judkins. Bijan Robinson, no exaggeration, is the hardest person to tackle in the NFL. Hardest running back, best running back, strongest running back. They're going to have trouble getting this man on the ground on Sunday.
They're ranked second in the NFL in team defense. They've allowed the second least amount of yards through week 7 than any team. The only team better than them is the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
But they've only allowed 12 touchdowns. And look, I mean, their schedule, they got blown out by the Panthers, which is probably the worst team they played. They only gave up 6 points to the Vikings. J.J. McCarthy didn't play, I don't think, in that game or left the game early, but he had a pretty bad game. Other than that, their schedule, honestly, has been pretty impressive. They beat the Bills on Monday Night Football. They did lose to the 49ers, but they had the Buccaneers to open up the season. They played them tight, only lost by 3. This defense is good.
Yeah, no. They're not a bad team.
Yeah.
Cleveland was a bad team. That's the part where I'm going, 7.5 just doesn't seem like enough points to me to jump on the Dolphins there.
I have in fantasy my two Genty and Walker from Seattle. They're both on buys, so I had to get another running back to start. I took Algiers, the backup of Bijan. I think Bijan will be out by the fourth quarter.
Right, this is a rest your starters in the fourth quarter kind of game.
I don't go with that narrative a lot, but I'm kind of on that train with this Falcons game. It just doesn't match up well at all.
What are we hoping here? That Tua and the offense just happens to be having a game where they are clicking?
Yeah, I mean, they certainly have that potential. I mean, we had Omar on yesterday. He's like, I'm not ready to close the book on Tua. I'm not either. All I know is the part that I'm at is in kind of like the mental zone. If you couldn't come off that Chargers debacle and the post-game press conference debacle with a fiery performance, like, I don't know, better than a 3 QBR, if you couldn't come off that week with something special, then I just don't understand what could transpire this week other than Darren Waller being placed on injured reserve. What could transpire this week that's going to make you think they come out as a team on a mission Sunday? Like, if they haven't been on a mission the last couple of weeks, how could they not? Like, what makes you think they're going to be some sort of team on a mission on the road this week? I just don't see it. I think Crowder froze up. It looked like he was about to talk, and I think he froze up.
To make matters worse, best passing defense in the NFL. The Atlanta Falcons through week 7, 141 passing yards allowed on average. They've only allowed 7 passing touchdowns this season.
Well, we just put Darren Waller on IR, so checkmate. I don't know how, but checkmate. Rock the Ocean's iconic music festival Tortuga returns to Fort Lauderdale Beach next April with Post Malone, Riley Green, Kenny Chesney, and more. We're giving you a chance to win 3-day passes for you and a friend. To enter, go to WQAM.com, click on contests, and you can register to win right there. Headlines with Solana, sponsored by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
How about this, Hawk? I don't know if you care about this type of stuff. I don't think you do, but I happen to be fascinated with little tidbits like this. according to Shams Charania, the NBA will return to painting Larry O'Brien, the trophy at center court, and the final script logo on home team's floor for NBA Finals starting this upcoming season. Now, I realize we just started the NBA, so we're ways away from the NBA Finals, but they haven't done this since 2009. This isn't going to be that stupid little AI green screen graphic that they tried to throw in there. Nobody realized that it was so plain last year because people were mad on Twitter. They're going to paint the damn Larry O.B. on the hardwood.
Yeah, it's such a non-thing for me, but it became this Twitter sensation last season to crap on the NBA Finals presentation. It had outraged people. There wasn't enough bells and whistles. There weren't enough graphics. It looked like an ordinary television broadcast. So they go, okay, we'll paint the trophy back on the court. There you go. Get off Twitter. I mean, I mean, fine. Touch grass. I don't understand why that became a thing last
because
season.
they roll out these lavish courts for the NBA Cup, which, by the way, I'm a fan of. But then the NBA Finals comes around and it's like a regular season game. And you know what? Another thing. Don't stop there, Adam Silver. The coaches should be in suits for the NBA Finals. Enough of these polos that they're all wearing. The coaches should be in suits, tie, T-shirt. Let's look like the NBA again, all right?
Well, that I could co-sign on. I like watching the coaches in suits. I like when the NFL had coaches in suits. Mike Ditka used to wear a suit on the sidelines. I want to see Mike McDaniel in a suit and tie on the sidelines with his tapered bands.
Well, last night in the NBA, you had the Durantula making his appearance. You know, Kevin Durant has like 17 nicknames.
How many did he end with?
Ooh, 20. I have it written down right here. 28, I believe.
I forget what his total was last night. That big dude, that big white dude had a game.
Chet Holmgren?
No.
Alpi Şengün?
Yeah.
Oh, he's so good.
Şengün. Man, that guy's a monster.
Yeah, Şengün is legit. Kevin Durant ended with 23 last night. His total might have been 23 or 24 and a half, if I remember. But Oklahoma City took double overtime, and they had ring night. They raised the banner. They did the little performative selfie picture in front of the banner. I don't know if you saw that.
They were all touching the banner as it went up into the rafters. That was kind of cool.
New era. But they got it done in overtime, and it was SGA, Finals MVP from a season ago, who turned it on in the fourth quarter and took over that game, was able to win one for the defending champs. And then the Warriors, they beat the Lakers. Luka had 43, and it was nonstop and ones from Luka last night, just pretty much putting the team on his back, while LeBron James, very well-dressed LeBron, on the sideline, looked on with his pain in the ass, keeping him on the sideline.
Well, you know, he's observing. He's observing
Correct.
to see what the Lakers do
Correct.
while he's there to decide what his future is. That's the word on the street. Heat tonight are 8.5-point underdogs in Orlando. I think that went up. Wasn't it like 7?
7 or 6.5 yesterday.
They're 8.5-point underdogs tonight in Orlando.
Kel'el Ware being questionable game time decision certainly factors into that, because Miami, no joke, if Kel'el Ware doesn't play tonight and Bam or Nico, knock on wood, were to suffer an injury, nothing major, but they have to kind of sit out for the rest of the game. I mean, those are your two front court players right there. If Kel'el Ware doesn't play, remember, they waived Precious Achiuwa, and I don't think you're going to go with two-way Vlad Golden in game one of the season. So the Heat are stretched thin in the front court.
What about Triple J?
Yeah, I mean, you could go small ball, Triple J, Nico, Simone Fontecchio, like any of those guys could play up, but those guys aren't bigs.
Anybody interested in Zion Williamson props for tonight?
Passes out because he lost too much weight too fast.
Pelicans are in Memphis. Zion Williamson over-under is 25.5.
You know, I think I'd go over because he usually comes out crazy if he's
When
healthy.
he's in shape and not dinged up, that dude is the MVP.
You go too far always.
Bulls are 3-point dogs at home to the Pistons, but more importantly, Matas Buzelis over-under is 16.5. Duncan Robinson for your Detroit Pistons is 12.5.
Oh,
How about that? That's the matchup I'm looking for. Buzelis with Duncan D'ing him up. Holy mackerel. Oh, my God. What channel is this?
If Duncan gets back to dropping threes at a record level, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. I would bet his under tonight if I don't like. I think Duncan's a comfort guy, and I think he was very comfortable in Miami. And I'm interested to see how it plays out on a new team, new city.
he has a very plug and playable game. You would agree?
Yes, but I think he's a comfort and environment guy, and I think Jimmy Butler especially made him very comfortable.
But does Spo make people comfortable? Because he's very stern and untactful.
I think Jimmy Butler did. I really do. I think Jimmy Butler, we talk about who's the contract that Ryan Fitzpatrick made someone a ton of money. There was a receiver that season. Devontae Parker. Yeah, Devontae Parker. I think Jimmy Butler made Duncan Robinson a lot of money.
Yeah, and the Heat don't have somebody like Jimmy Butler to attract the attention, get into the paint. It's true. I mean, it's more difficult to play when you don't have somebody like Jimmy who can get to the paint at will and kind of bring in that defense when you're a perimeter player.
Isn't that Norman?
Well, I don't think Norman Powell, he can get into the paint at times, depending on if he has a favorable matchup against him. He'll hunt for mismatches, but he's not get to the paint at will guy.
Well, regardless, I have to put more money in my account, and I got a ton in there. I've been on a heater. I got to put more money in to bet all these Matas Buzelis overs.
Bro, they're legitimately expecting him to be. I don't want to say cornerstone, but
no, he's got to be it. Yeah.
Massively. Yeah.
Over under on threes made is 2.5 for Boozy. Rebounds for Lil Boozy Vert is 4.5.
Bulls play the Pistons, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, 3-point home dogs. Pistons are favored in Chicago. And
the Bulls are destined for a 10 seed again this year.
They're the most average, ordinary team that you could put together. It's really ridiculous. It's almost like they embraced that.
Aren't they better than the Heat?
No. I think they're the exact same. Because you look at it on paper and you go, listen, if Vucevic does this and Josh Giddey does this and Buzelis breaks out, like there's all these ifs that you're doing with the Heat as well. Like I think they're almost the same kind of team.
That's fine. And I'm not saying the Heat are on another level than Chicago. Most people expect them to play in the play-in tournament again for the third straight season. What roster would you? I guess Hawk's gonna say the Bulls because he loves Matas Buzelis.
Kobe White and Matas Buzelis? Get out of here! Did you see what Josh Giddey did last season? Come on, that's even a question. If you gave Eric Spoelstra that Bulls roster, NBA Finals. What?
Okay,
they're the same team.
There's good news out of Fort Lauderdale. Just to wrap up headlines here, Inter Miami is going to play their first playoff game on Friday night. They host Nashville, best of 3. They have home field, and Messi didn't practice yesterday, so there were a couple people a little concerned about that. But it's reported that he reported today for practice, and he was a member of training. So that's good news. And World Series Game 1, Blue Jays, Dodgers, Friday night in Toronto. That's an 8:08 p.m. first pitch.
All right.
Your weather, it's sponsored by Chill Zone AC, featuring reliable Root AC systems. Make your AC great again. Visit chillzoneac.com. Happens to be a gorgeous afternoon here in Miami. Still hot and humid, but not too cloudy tonight. The lows will be in the 70s. That is your weather.
Somebody says on the chat, Bulls are better than the Heat. WTF is Solana talking about? But then somebody responds with that, is the Bulls are better than the Heat now? That happens to be 2 equal teams. I think on paper, though, I think you'd rather have that Bulls roster.
I really think you should reconsider that. Tyler Hero's an all-star. Bam Adebayo's an all-star. And Norman Powell
would have been an all-star last year
We're
if he
doing
wasn't in the West.
New England would have been an all-star.
He led the Clippers in
Montes
scoring.
Buzelas was in the dunk competition.
So was Jaime Jaquez Jr., and he hasn't dunked since.
Well, both of them stunk in it. It was terrible. Jim Larranaga makes his triumphant return to the program in the next segment. Cheetah Pompano, great spot to watch a game or a fight card. You got both going on this weekend. You got games all night tonight, too. HD TVs throughout the club, VIP areas, 4 stages of entertainment, and the most beautiful ladies in South Florida. Cheetah Pompano has that amazing complimentary gourmet lunch till 3 p.m. every day. Happy hour specials till 6. And, of course, Sunday and Monday, you got football, girls, beer. Every Sunday and Monday night, enjoy hundreds of beautiful, exotic referee and cheerleader adult entertainers at Cheetah Pompano Beach. Watch all the games live while you enjoy the coldest beer in town. Cheetah Pompano and Cheetah Palm Beach are having their Ghouls Just Want to Have Fun party Wednesday the 29th. That's 1 week from tonight. There will be a $250 cash prize for the costume contest, gold VIP card giveaways, a spooktacular free lunch, 11:30 till 3, and you receive free admission if you wear a costume that day. So that's 1 week from tonight, Wednesday the 29th, Cheetah Pompano and Cheetah Palm Beach. Get all the details at cheetahsofl.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Somebody has dubbed me on the text machine Bad Bet Bunny. You can rely on the old man's money. You didn't know I could get that note. Everyone's invited to this party. Doesn't matter who you are. Your name is on the list for Hard Rock Bet season-long celebration. Sign up today. Bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you also score $150 in bonus bets. A winning bet plus a boosted bankroll. That's how you get the party started on the Hard Rock Bet app. Listen, plenty of football coming up Saturday, Sunday. You can bet on anything. Anytime touchdowns. We just told you about the rushing overs, the receiving overs in the last segment. Tonight, there is a ton of basketball to bet on if you wish. And I'm betting Matas Buzelis overs all season long. And I'm betting Josh Giddey overs all season long. And I'm going to ride the Chicago Bulls train this season. I'm feeling it. But you can bet whatever you want. You don't believe in me? Bet the Buzelis unders. Prove me wrong. Go ahead. The wait is over. The NBA is back. Hard Rock Bet puts the entire season in the palm of your hand. And one other reminder, step in the cage, bet on the biggest names in MMA with 21% profit boost for the 321 fights on Saturday. And that's available on the Hard Rock Bet app. So make sure you download it now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. Well, Jim Larranaga has returned to the show on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline, head coach of the University of Miami basketball program for over a decade. He revitalized college hoops in Coral Gables. None of us will forget. Even Crowder, who's a Gator, none of us will forget that magical Final Four run just a couple of seasons ago. So welcome back to the show, Coach. We missed you.
I missed you guys and really enjoy being on the air. I really appreciate Hoch you because I kept texting you, calling you, and asking you when you're going to bring me back. And then you hit me up at like 12:30 this afternoon and said, how about today at 3:30?
That's how we operate on this show. I always operate as if there's 20 seconds to go in the game and we got to come up with a new play. Did you?
Well, that's what you did because I was scrambling.
Were you?
And I love listening. I was listening because you said Michael Jordan told a great story last night on the opening night, but I couldn't watch. I couldn't listen. I was at the University of Miami Law School speaking to the Citizens Board and the University of Miami Law School students and some alums. And so I missed. So tell me, what's this great Michael Jordan story that he told?
I'm glad you asked. I will give you a very abbreviated version of it. Michael Jordan was being interviewed by Mike Tirico. And Michael Jordan, for those my age, Crowder's age, your age, Michael Jordan was the NBA on NBC, right? I mean, he was the spine that kept it all together because he was the NBA back then. So he's part of the broadcasts in a very ancillary fashion. He's going to tell stories and do interviews. So Mike Tirico sat down with him last night, and Crowder maintains it was wildly uninteresting, and his eyes were closing. I grew up in Chicago, so I'm a giant Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is my athletic hero. Walter Payton, Michael Jordan. Those are my two athletic heroes. I could listen to him say anything. But Mike Tirico asked him a story, and he said, when's the last time you've picked up a basketball? And he said, it's been years. I just don't pick up a basketball. And Mike Tirico said, why? And he said, well, you know what? I take that back. At the Ryder Cup, I got an Airbnb. And the owner of the Airbnb came by to take some pictures with his grandkids, and he has a basketball court out in the back. And he said, let me get a picture of you taking a free throw back here. And Michael Jordan said he was so nervous because he's Michael Jordan, and those kids want to see him make the free throw. And he said, I haven't picked up a basketball in years, and so I was nervous. I was legitimately nervous taking that shot. And Mike Tirico said, well, did you make the shot? And what did he answer, Crowder?
What did he say?
What do you think?
I know what he said. What do you think?
What do you think? And I thought it was a great story. I thought it was a great example of why Michael Jordan is a champion, a guy who will never be replicated, which is even in that instance, with a couple of kids watching, his drive to be perfect, to never fail, is unparalleled in anyone we've ever seen in sports. And I would submit to you, which I submitted to Crowder, I would submit that if he was in the backyard by himself with no one around, he'd be hesitant to shoot a free throw because he doesn't want to miss a free throw. And he knows as he gets older, he might miss a free throw in an instance where he wouldn't before. And I thought it was a great example of why MJ is the greatest of all time. Crowder just figured, get that story out of your arsenal. It's boring.
Coach, I've heard you tell 20 stories better than that. And I took the story as Michael shot a free throw in front of some rich kids. That's not a good story to me.
Hey, I spoke to the law school last night. I had 5 stories better than that one.
That's a great story. How dare you?
Michael Jordan, he went to that foul line, and the level of confidence that guy has in himself. He says he was nervous. I think that's the part of the story because he wanted to make the story interesting. And he goes, "Oh yeah, what do you think?" That's because he knew before he ever launched. He'd probably been practicing for 3 or 4 hours. He didn't want to miss the shot in front of those kids.
You guys are so cynical. I'm surrounded by cynical people. How dare you all?
But how about game 1, though? The OKC double overtime, KD having a very solid game, 23 points. Sangoon, what did he have, 39?
He was a monster. I hadn't watched him play that much. He was a monster. You think you're watching two of the, and I know your son coaches for the Clippers. Are you watching the 2 class teams in the West there?
Well, I think they might be. I mean, Denver is also, my guy Bruce Brown is back with the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, you can't count Jokic out. He's, I think, the best player in the NBA and has been for the last 4 or 5 years. So the West is loaded. I like my Clippers. My son's team has a lot of good veteran players, and sometimes veterans can really lead the way. Sometimes they're a little bit too old, and they get banged up during the season. But why did LeBron sit out last night? You guys were talking about, like,
glute. He's got a glute issue.
Sciatica.
What is he, 70 or what? That's my issue.
His booty hurts, Coach. His booty hurts.
Well, I didn't get a chance to see it, but you know, the Lakers are in a situation with Doncic. He scores 43, he lights it up, but you know, it's all going to come down to the NBA playoffs and who's healthy and who's not. You know, I watched the Heat against the Milwaukee Bucks, one of the first exhibition games, and they got Miles Turner now, the Bucks, to go along with Giannis. What a 1-2 punch at the 4-5 for them. So,
hey, Coach, I wanted to ask you about the OKC, or really SGA. I saw Ime Udoka cuss out Ahmad Thompson for trying to guard SGA. We know what he's going to do. He's going to go down on the left elbow. He's going to do all that jerky dribbling, and he's going to pull up mid-range. KD fouls him in, I think, double overtime to put him on the line to win the game. Is there, like, how do you coach to stop that? Because he's done it now to an MVP season, and I watched him last night come back game 1, the same spot on the court, and continue to do it to win games.
Okay, this is something I said to my players every single day for almost 50 years. I was like, every single player that's ever played the game loves to block shots and will jump if they think they can block your shot. So what you should do, shot fake.
Mm-hmm.
And if you shot fake, that guy's going to jump. You create contact and you go to the foul line. And that's the best way to score the ball. You're by yourself. That's why they call it free, a free throw. You shoot the free throw, you make the free throw, and you thank the guy for fouling you. I could never understand when a player got fouled, he'd get angry at the defender. I'd be thanking, oh, thanks for fouling me. These are an easy 2 points for me. Keep doing that.
SGA shot faked KD into fouling out last night.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way you play the game. You control your defender. You got to be in control of yourself. Then you got to be in control of your defender. And if you're really one of the great players, you can actually control the other 8 guys on the court with your ball handling and your passing. That's what Magic Johnson did. That's what Larry Bird did. And now you see guys like SGA. He's, the next coming. He's a tremendous player.
What about the way the game has changed at the center position, Coach? You just talked about Joker. How he's the best player, one of the best players in the league now for the past 5 seasons. We're looking at Chet Holmgren last night, who, sure, he's rim running a little bit, and I think he put on some more size, but he's running around the perimeter. A lot of actions are being run outside on the perimeter for him. Şengün has that face-up game, but he can step out and knock down perimeter shots as well. Joker is a point guard, but he's 7-something, 300 pounds. He's lumbering down the floor. And then you look at a guy like Victor Wembanyama, who could be transcending the position. Do you like the way that the big man has changed from, your era where it was you got to have a post-up game and you have to have the sky hook and you have to have the dream shake in order to dominate the game as a big?
Yeah, there's no players like Kareem or Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Kevin McHale. Those guys, they weren't out on the perimeter shooting threes. The NBA game, but even the college game now has become 5 out. Everybody is a skilled player. Everybody's shooting threes. Everybody wants to be Steph Curry. And I'm like, develop your own style, your own strengths, and make the game better for you. What too many guys are doing is they're taking on the persona of being a great perimeter player when they're only a very average perimeter player. And if you're 6'10" or 7 feet, or Victor Wembanyama he can do a lot of things on the perimeter. But I would love to see some of these big guys develop into a Moses Malone or a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or maybe the dream, Hakeem Olajuwon. Those guys were unstoppable.
But Coach, wouldn't you not be able to keep up? Because if you get back to it, if let's say there's another Shaq born, Shaq was unstoppable in the paint. But if you're playing that 2-point game and then you're playing the Warriors who are playing the 3-point game, isn't the math not going to work out for you?
No, I was a math major. I know exactly how the numbers work out.
So
if I'm shooting 60% from 2 and I take 10 shots, how many points do I get? 60%, 6 out of 10, 2-point shots.
51.
18.
What? How many?
12 points.
12 points. Okay.
I went to you.
Do you know how many guys that they shoot 33% from 3? So they shoot 10 of them, they get 9 points. Okay. If they shoot 40% from 3, they only tie the 2-point shooter at 12 points on 10 shots. But the best way to score in high school, college, in the NBA is get fouled. Because you shoot a much higher percentage, especially the good shooters. They shoot such a high percentage from the foul line that it's almost automatic. And it used to be, I just talked to my former assistants about this. It used to be to win a game on offense, you had to score 1 point per possession. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's every possession you average 1 point. Now it's 1.1. All the analytics say that in the NBA, if you only average 1 point per possession, you're losing. Wow. You got to be 1.1, 1.12, 1.15 to really be effective offensively. So the NBA is just starting. You got to tune in and watch the NBA on what is it? NBC. Wow.
Jim Larranaga will join us every week during basketball season. We're going to have a lot more basketball to talk about. We're going to run out of time here. So I'm going to ask you real quickly, since the Heat opened tonight. When you were coaching, did you relish what Eric Spoelstra is going into this season with, which is expectations are nothing? Vegas has their win total at 37 for the season. Did you prefer entering a season under the radar, or would you prefer entering a season all eyes on you?
Well, in my mind, whether we were picked very, very high with high expectations or the experts said we weren't going to be very good, my own personal feeling was, no, we're going to be good. And we're going to outshine a lot of the people who might be picked higher than us in the preseason polls. You have to be driven as a competitor to believe every time you take the court, you can and will have a chance to win that game. And so whether we were playing Duke, the number one team in the country, or we were playing someone in the non-conference that was not highly regarded, we knew we had to prepare to be the best we could be that night. And so the Heat, I'm cheering for them. You know, I love Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra. Been following the Heat since I came to Miami. And Orlando is very good and very talented. So, you know, you just got to hope that your team plays as well as it can that night.
You never paid attention to preseason polls in college parlance. You never paid attention to preseason polls.
Oh, I always paid attention to them, and I used them in my favor. So if we were picked low, like the year we went to the Elite Eight, we were picked 11th in our league. And I just told the team, no one knows how good we are except us. We know we're really, really good, and we'll show the world how good we are once this season starts. When we were picked very high in the league, I would say everybody knows how good we are, but understand this. That means we got a target on our back, and everybody's going to be shooting at us and giving us their best effort. For us to then stay up on top and to meet expectation or exceed expectation, we've got to be at our best, because we're like the Heat when LeBron and D Wade were here.
Jim Larranaga.
Hold on, I got to ask, but Coach, to that point, I know what you're telling the team, because coaches, you got to get your team going. But you're up late at night watching film. Have you ever said, I got to coach my tail off this season? Let me get deeper in my playbook, because we can't out-talent people.
Oh, I said that no matter how good the players thought they were. I was like, these guys stink. I got to motivate them. I got to inspire them. I got to help them improve their skills. And oftentimes how you motivate yourself, how you prepare yourself is then how you deliver those messages to the team. You know, people don't respect us. We gotta show the world we're better than this.
That's the headline for the podcast, Solana. These guys stink. Yeah, who knows what he's referring to? Jim Larranaga.
Thank you for bringing me back, guys. Thank you. Am I on next week or not?
You are
Is this
on
a
next
Wednesday?
week, every Wednesday. We'll talk to you next Wednesday, Coach.
All right, because the college basketball season is just around the corner.
I know. We
need to talk college hoops.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach L.
All right, guys.
There you go. Jim Larranaga. He is going to join us every week to talk NBA and college hoops once that's hot and heavy as well. You have a new Jay Wright, new coach for the University of Miami. So we'll have a lot to talk about this season with Coach L. 4 o'clock hour is coming up. Do not go anywhere.
Man, we're talking about all these injuries in sports. They don't know about QC Kinetics. Pain is impacting the quality of their life. They got to go to QC. They have to see what regenerative medicine can do for them, and you need to see what regenerative medicine can do for you. I'm in my 40s now. You know, the knees hurt. I broke my heels the couple months back. The arthritis, the tendon, the joint pain, those things that come up in life. Your body can treat that pain without the need of drugs or surgery. And QC Kinetics will talk to you, explain to you, and have the regenerative medicine waiting for you to help heal that pain. QC Kinetics is the largest, fastest growing regenerative medicine group in the entire country, and they're waiting to help you get rid of that pain. It's not just me. I got the PRP shots. I got the healing lasers. I recovered when other doctors were telling me I need to be in a wheelchair for 3 months. I went to QC, and I was back after 2 treatments, and it's thousands have been helped. Not just me, thousands have been helped, and that's why they have just opened a brand new office, 701 Southeast 17th Street in Fort Lauderdale. They're expanding because it works. You got to call and make an appointment today. Don't replace it. Regenerate it. Give QC Kinetics a call. 844-77-REGEN. That's 844-777-3436. Tell them that Crowder sent you in, and the consultation is absolutely free, and you get $500 off your first treatment. It works. That's why they're the best. You have to call QC Kinetics. Go see your other options. Doctors will give you scripts. Surgeons wake up to do surgery. They want surgeries to happen. See what your other options are, and that's QC Kinetics. Don't replace it. Regenerate it. 844-77-REGEN. That's 844-777-3436.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
50% of the time I stay in hotels, I clog the toilet.
Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. Nice job, Jimmy. This song was released by Dolly Parton in 1973, and it still slaps. I know Miley redid it, but this Dolly Parton version is phenomenal. Today, also, I saw this on the show sheet, 3 celebrity birthdays. Each birthday, the person just is known by one name. Ichiro, Shaggy, and Jeff Goldblum.
What is he known as?
Here's some of the Heat regular season player props that I have seen. What do you think the regular season player prop for? Oh, by the way, I said Jay Wright at the end of the segment with Jim Larranaga is the new head coach of the University of Miami. I meant Jay Lucas, of course. Jay Wright is not the new head coach of the University of Miami. Heat regular season player props over under points per game for the season. Bam Adebayo. What would you like to guess? Channing Crowder.
15.5.
Solana.
You're so disrespectful, man. That's crazy.
What do you think it is?
22.5.
Crowder's closer. It's 18.5.
Solana, 17's his number.
I mean, always 17. Where'd you come up with 22.5?
Well, Kalel's questionable today, and
No,
Tyler
for the
Hero-
season, though. For the season,
Oh,
I
for
said.
the
This is for the season.
I thought you meant for tonight.
The season tonight.
Okay, well, my answer stands. 22.5.
No,
You're doubling down, even knowing the answer.
I think last year Bam Adebayo had a massive step back to start the season offensively. I think the Jimmy Butler saga and the chaos within the locker room got to him. I expect a better offensive performance from Bam.
Well, you
who
better
shot more threes.
he better have a better offensive performance because there's more pressure on him to do so.
Yeah.
Kalel's already hurt. Bam's going to have to play hellified defense. No, so honestly, Bam's going to have to play the 5 sometimes. He's going to be pushed on defense by big boys. You brought up how these teams are getting bigger. Like you were right. The Houston Rockets last night, that was crazy how big that damn team
you guys
was.
before the game, Amen Thompson, 6'7", is their starting point guard.
Yeah.
Shortest guy on the roster.
He's the baby. He's the itsy bitsy one, the 6'7". I just think Bam has to work so hard. Like in the past, he worked so hard on both sides of the court. He just can't go give you 22 a night.
Over under on points for the season, Norman Powell.
Right around Bam, I'd say 20.5.
Average 23.5 last year. I'll say 21.5.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. 18.5. Heat aren't going to score more than 86 points a game based on Vegas. Because I think those are your 2 leading scorers. Andrew Wiggins. Season average, Andrew Wiggins.
16.5.
16.5. You nailed it. Yeah. I thought Norman Powell was their scorer.
I think they're averaging in that. Last year, Kawhi Leonard was out a lot. He got to play next to a true point guard in James Harden. The Heat don't really have that elite distributor, and he's going to be next to Tyler Hero, who's when he's back. Tyler's going to score points. Yeah. I mean, the idea is that they're going to split ball or scoring duties, and that's going to take a dip to some of his numbers.
No, Norman Powell's best season, he's a long sample size, is like, I think it was 21.3 points per game. He's a 20-point guy. But Huck, I kind of was doing the math. I think Andrew Wiggins has to step up. If Andrew can give you 20, Norman gives you 20, Bam gives you his 17, that's 57 points. How are we going to get the other 43 to get to 100? Who's going to give us those 43?
Let me think about that. That's a good question. What do you got? You got Kalel. We're not talking about tonight, obviously, because we don't know if he's playing.
Tonight, Kalel.
I can tell you where they're coming from. I'll tell you on the Hard Rock app right now, tonight's player props. I'll tell you exactly where they're supposed to be coming from.
Davion Mitchell's probably listed. Jaime Jaquez Jr. is likely listed.
Player props tonight for the Heat. Norman Powell, 19.5. Bam Adebayo, 18.5. Andrew Wiggins, 16.5. Kalel Ware, 9.5. Jovic, 9.5. Davion Mitchell, 8.5. Jaime Jaquez Jr., 7.5.
Yep.
No, 86 points. That's
Does Vegas know that Spo's implementing a faster pace? And
we can't.
Want to guess the over-under on tonight's game?
Ooh, 210.
Might be less. 207.
It's 215 and a half.
Yeah. But let's not forget, the only team that might have been worse at offense last year was the Orlando Magic than the Heat. Now, Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner were out, but the Magic were known as a defensive team. These are two defensive teams going up against each
I
other.
forgot they got the Desmond Bain,
They
too.
added Desmond Bain. How's that going to look, though? Game 1. I don't know.
I think they're top 5 in the NBA power rankings right now, though.
Yeah, no, they're expecting them to take a big leap, and rightfully so.
I mean,
They
there's a reason
traded
they're
everybody.
8.5-point favorites over the Heat tonight.
They traded their entire roster and 4 first-round picks, including a pick swap for Desmond Bain. They went all in on, hey, we've got the right core. We've got the defensive-minded coach. We've got the system. We just need an elite score.
We have a little radio game show to play in the next segment, so I want to get the headlines. You know, Solana covered Heat Media Day a few weeks ago, and so he asked some of the players and Coach Spo some of our show questions, and you and I can guess what the answer was. He asked if several of them have ever had an Aperol Spritz. He had Simone Fontecchio answer about spaghetti and meatballs.
Yep.
He had Pella Larson, Davion Mitchell, and Spo talk about which is better, ice cream cake, cookie cake, or a sheet cake. And he asked those guys whether they check in with their family when they're flying. It's a constant conversation you and I have had. I always say it's a very nice thing to say, hey, taking off, and hey, just landed. That's a nice text to send to your family and friends.
Waste of text.
Well, there's no such thing. It's limitless.
I'm not wasting that dime.
It's infinite.
10 cents per text.
It's courtesy.
Infinite texting.
What service do you have?
It's courtesy. Let's get headlines brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
I just saw Jaden Daniels is going to be out. They're playing Monday night, the Commanders versus the Chiefs. That I imagine will change the line quite a bit.
Yep. Who's the backup?
Mariota.
Yeah.
Surprised anybody knew that right away.
Well, he got in on Sunday.
Yeah. He's played a couple times this year already.
Yeah.
I'd like to start a new game show. Is this a Magic Johnson tweet or a Jimmy Garcia text?
Oh, that's a great game show. This is almost impossible to have an edge.
Same person.
The two Golden State superstars put on a performance. Jimmy Butler, 31 points. Curry added 23, but Lakers superstar Luka Doncic stole the show with 43 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists in a losing effort.
I feel like that's a Rick Bucher headline. That's Magic Johnson. I don't think Jimmy's got the patience to fire that off on our text thread.
Jimmy's texts are max 5 words.
I'll give you one more. Hell of a basketball game tonight, but should have been a technical for calling a timeout when you don't have one.
Well, that could easily be Jimmy. That's Jimmy, I bet. He texted you that?
Jimmy peppers me more than he peppers either of you.
Obviously, because that was not on our thread.
Mm-hmm.
He happens to be right, though. That should have been a technical on Kevin Durant. The refs didn't want to embarrass him in the end of his debut. That was an errant timeout.
100%.
Just because they don't actually give him the timeout, I don't think that's the spirit of the rule. I thought the rule is you just can't call a timeout.
You can't.
Well, SGA went and did his job of embarrassment enough.
True.
Where was that last year when Spo called a timeout in Detroit when the Heat didn't have one? Cost them the game.
It was a disaster.
Dolphins are going to play against the Atlanta Falcons Sunday on the road. They're trying to end a losing skid. And in case you're just getting your car and you didn't see the update, Aaron Waller has been placed on the IR. So the injury that forced him to leave the game in Cleveland, perhaps a bit more severe than previously anticipated.
David Furones in the Sun Sentinel says that Tua started his Wednesday press conference with some levity. First greeting to the assembled media. Yeah, who said I throw interceptions in bunches? Of course, that's Omar Kelly, who had said that, and Tua famously said, what are you talking about? I don't understand what you're saying. Jalen Waddle, Fiorona says, reiterated he's all good moments ago. Tua said his thumb is good.
I would have blamed the thumb on them interceptions.
He can't blame injury on anything else. I mean, he'll get crushed for that too.
Yeah, right. Can Tua go in like a media holdout? Can he just
He
not talk?
really needs to do the Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
He can't say anything right.
I don't know if you guys saw this morning, Mike McDaniel, just based off your comments, Crowder. I know you were very aggravated and frustrated about this. He said he's hoping to not have this constant back and forth battle between Quinn Ewers and Zach Wilson for the rest of the season, competing for the backup job.
Well, then don't have it. I mean, like, what does that even mean? Then just don't have it. Name a backup.
You had camp to figure out who's better. You don't need 2 months of the season to decide who's a better player. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I did read that Tua and McDaniel sat down for 2.5 hours. Mike McDaniel spoke about it, but apparently that's commonplace between the two.
Well, sure. Have you ever heard Mike McDaniel speak? Anything's going to take 2.5 hours. He could be looking. They could be deciding what toppings to put on their pizza. That's 2.5 hours.
Toppings. He said, "Hey, coach, how you doing?" 45 minutes later, and that's about it. What were they doing? Playing Roblox? They're not talking about offense.
All right, guys. Tonight, Heat at Magic. And the Panthers, they did win yesterday. Marchie's return was emotional, no doubt about it. The video tribute, I hate to credit the Boston Bruins for anything,
great,
but it was cool.
It was great.
Quickly, I read something during the break. Joe Shad said about the change. We were waiting for like roster change. McDaniel said there could be a change in run-pass ratio. There can be a change in play calling, formations. You asked earlier, Solana, how do they beat the Falcons? And I'm just saying this is an answer. This isn't what I'm saying going to happen. They totally changed the offense. They come out in some new stuff. They surprised the Falcons, and it doesn't look anything like the offense that the entire NFL has got used to.
Do what Louisville did to Miami on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Just get wacky. Wildcat them.
Listen, and we're not joking with this. Seriously, something they've never seen. Like getting the I formation. Put your captain in the game because I always want to talk about this damn Golden, whatever the hell his name is, the fullback. Put an I formation and run the plays that you never run before that they haven't prepared.
Ewers, Zach Wilson, and Tua behind center. No. And don't even let them know who's going to get the ball. The element of surprise.
I was watching Ole Miss. Ole Miss had the backup quarterback at receiver. Just a couple plays, then they ran a reverse to him, and he threw it like stuff, innovative, creative stuff.
Make it seem as if you've gone crazy. Have Tua at inside linebacker. One play, just one play. No. Make it seem like you've gone nuts.
What if they run at him?
Oh, that would be the greatest thing.
Check. Check.
All right, anything else, Solana? I want to get to this game show.
The Panthers are going to play the Penguins. The Crosman comes to town. That is later this week. Your weather, first of 5 straight at home. Your weather in South Florida right now, it is partly cloudy. Nice day. Tonight will be in the mid-70s. That's sponsored by Chill Zone AC, featuring reliable Root AC systems. Make your AC great again. Visit chillzoneac.com.
All right, we're going to play a wacky Miami Heat-related game show in the next segment just for fun, bleeps and giggles, as we get ready for the Heat opener tonight in Orlando, which will tip off in about 2 hours and 45 minutes. And you'll hear it here on the home of the Heat, 104.3 FM WQAM. So do not go anywhere.
Oh, my goodness. It is the showdown on the Sawgrass at Morse Auto Mall. And right now, 3 powerhouse brands came together. And they all have one goal, to save you more money. They're out to give you the best deals. And it's starting out with the 2024 Chevy Silverado and the 2024 GMC Sierra. 2 beautiful trucks. You know I love me a pickup truck. And you can get $15,000 off. Huge savings on that. Then the 2025 Chevy Equinox is there. Knockout lease deal of $189 a month. Then the Buick Encore will stop the show with a lease of only $139 a month. And my man Teddy Morse, my man Chris Atkins down there at Morse Sawgrass Auto Mall, they're going to give you 0% financing on select models. The brands are battling, and you are the one that wins. Silverados and Sierras up to $15,000 off. Equinox is $189 a month. Encore is $139 a month, and 0% financing. With deals this good, the real champ is always you. And remember, Ed Moore's is always in your corner. Visit Ed Moore Sawgrass Auto Mall or go to edmooresawgrass.com.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
What about
Yeah,
FD
ain't work
Florida
today.
and FD Sun?
How about FU? Shaggy is, Crowder? You have any idea? Take a guess.
Shaggy, 51.
57.
Ooh.
57. Shaggy is older than me. All right, before we get to this game show, I want to tell you about my good friends in the amazing award-winning team at Doral Kia. Right now, you can choose from a huge selection of Kia models like Sportage, Sorento, and Telluride with over 500 new Kias in their inventory. All you have to do is just pick the color you want. Nobody sells for less. We got my son, his Kia K4 at Doral Kia from Mitchell, the king of Kias. We got such a good deal on that Kia that DJ has got a lot of spending money, and he just texted me his parlay. Buzelis over 19.5. He bought it up to 20 or more for Matas Buzelis, parlayed with Josh Giddey double-double. How about that?
Oh, goodness.
Boozy and Giddey parlay tonight plus 375. But he's only able to make that kind of wager because he saved a lot of money buying his Kia K4 at Doral Kia. Why pay more? Save money and pay less. The great deals are at Doral Kia. All right. I am very excited about this radio game show. In fact, Solana has moved into the studio to handle the controls because this is such a do you feel like you've been demoted? Do you feel, Jimmy, like you are who did they keep taking out for Teddy Bridgewater to run the or Jacoby Brissett?
Tua.
Was it Tua? I feel like Tua when Jacoby Brissett came in to run a 2-yard up the middle to try and get a first down.
I'm a little hurt, but no hard feelings.
All right, no hard feelings. We're going to get through this together. We're all a team here. I'm very excited. We do this every year. Solana at Heat Media Day asks some of the Heat players and coaches show specific questions. And you and I can guess, Crowder, because I have not heard any of these, so I don't know the answers. He asks Eric Spoelstra if he's ever had an Aperol Spritz. Now, you know, the Aperol Spritz, of course, is one of my pet projects. I have revitalized the Aperol Spritz industry.
Yeah.
And it became the drink of the summer. It's a hot new drink. Everyone enjoys it. You think Eric Spoelstra, who I believe is pretty much a world traveler, has ever had an Aperol Spritz?
Yes, he's a little sedity too. Yeah, Aperol.
Yes,
yeah.
I totally agree. Jimmy, do you think do you know the answers to these, Jimmy?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, don't give me any attitude. I'm just a yes or no question.
You benched him.
Do you get out there and block, Jimmy? Do you think Spo has ever had an Aperol Spritz?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with Crowder and you on that one. I think he gets out, and that's a very social drink. You're not going to get hammered drinking Aperol Spritzes.
He had a young old lady at one time.
Yeah.
His woman
Like
was
it all
young.
adds
cute.
up. Let's hear what Eric Spoelstra had to say.
When you were in Europe, did you drink an Aperol Spritz? Have you ever ordered an Aperol Spritz?
I have not done that, but I had spirits that were given to me, either by Nico's family or Pella's family. And I was able to have some nice wine with Simone.
All right. I hate that guy, and he'll never have any success without LeBron.
He got me. I knew I had that one.
Never had an Aperol Spritz. Shocking. All right. How about Simone Fontecchio? I imagine he's got it running through the tap in his home. Like when he brushes his teeth, he rinses with Aperol Spritz. No? I mean...
he's young, though.
He's Italian.
But
That's
he's
the birthplace of the Aperol Spritz.
But he's a young man. He's an athlete. No.
It doesn't matter, though. You're raised on Aperol Spritz as an Italian. You say no?
No.
Oh, I think he has it every day. Jimmy, what do you think about Simone Fontecchio?
I think he has.
Yeah, I think so as well. Let's listen to this.
Do you drink Aperol Spritz?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Only sometimes?
Only sometimes.
You get like a Hugo Spritz, or you just go traditional Aperol Spritz?
Aperol. Hugo is too sweet. I don't like it.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
You're not drinking that pregame, right? Like you gotta
not
balance
right
out.
now. Not right now. Probably we'll see in the next years, but not right now.
I love that. Simone Fontecchio is my guy. He's still on the roster?
He is.
All right, just checking.
Okay.
Yeah, I like how he goes sometimes, and you go, just sometimes. Like, no, all the time. It's all I drink. Crazy follow-up. Yeah, sometimes.
That's my own bottle on the bench.
Davion Mitchell Has
No,
Davion
hell
Mitchell
no.
ever ordered an Aperol Spritz?
No, bet money, no.
I'm going to say yes. It is a hot young man's drink. And if you want to impress the ladies, you get some Aperol Spritzes for the table. Follow my lead on that.
Mhm.
I think Davion Mitchell has absolutely had an Aperol Spritz. Jimmy, what do you think?
I think not.
All right. We've got 2 no's, 1 yes. Let's listen.
Have you ever ordered an Aperol Spritz?
No. Well, I mean, I know somebody to order one, but I've never like ordered one before. Why'd you ask that?
Simone Fontecchio's here, big drink in Italy. I just wonder if that's.
And
gonna
it's
be...
crazy. I was in Italy, and then when I was with this person, they ordered that. But I'm like, and I tasted it. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a fan.
Interesting. So he was saying, without saying at the beginning, I got it, that, yeah, the ladies order the Aperol Spritz.
Mhm.
And then Solana didn't take that lead. And then he followed up. He's like, the person I was with ordered an Aperol Spritz. So
Yeah, because
that's
it's
a
for
point
it's for,
against me. Yeah.
It's for women, huh?
Yeah, point against. Well, people used to believe that about Virginia Slims, but it's a fantastic cigarette.
You have men that smoke Virginia Slims?
Oh my God! After the show, I have an Aperol Spritz and a Virginia Slims.
Are you talking about the diet cigarettes?
If you
Any ones?
The diet ones.
Yeah, Diet Cigs.
you get Manny Petties if you drink Aperol Spritzes.
Stop it! How dare you? Me and Simone Fontecchio are throwing them back like they're nothing. What are you talking about? So what did you ask Simone Fontecchio about spaghetti and meatballs? Whether you can order it at an Italian restaurant?
Just wanted to get his gauge on spaghetti and meatballs. You'll hear it's about a minute conversation because he had a lot to say about spaghetti and meatballs. But essentially, last year I asked all the Heat players, hey, you go to an Italian restaurant, would you ever order spaghetti and meatballs?
That's been a constant conflict on this show. If I go to an Italian restaurant, I get spaghetti and meatballs oftentimes. And Solana, and I believe you, Crowder, have said, no, you go to an Italian restaurant, if you order spaghetti and meatballs, you're out of sorts.
Yeah,
but my
you're
point
a child.
is, it's on the menu for a reason, because it's an Italian restaurant that makes spaghetti and meatballs well. So let's hear what Simone Fontecchio has to say about spaghetti and meatballs.
In the United States, people think spaghetti and meatballs is here we go is Italian cuisine.
Yeah.
Would you, in your home country, ever order spaghetti and meatballs together?
No. But I was thinking about it this summer that there is a typical dish actually from my region, from Abruzzo, that it's like thinner spaghetti. Is called chitarra with the chitarra, yeah, that means guitar in Italian.
Right.
That is actually with meatballs, but they are really super small meatballs. It's typically totally different from the Italian American recipe, but it's something that it's really similar. So I don't know if it might be kind of related to it, but yeah.
You're from the eastern side of Italy, correct?
Yeah.
So if I was inviting you over for
kind of
dinner
creep are you?
and I told you I'm going to make you an Italian dish and it was traditional American spaghetti and meatballs, would you be a little disappointed?
A little bit, but it's, you invited me, so I cannot be rude, and a guest can always.
You can be honest. You would hate it. You would hate it.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, the real disappointment is when you give him your address and it's Kendall, and he's got to drive all the way out to Kendall.
Solana, it gets weird if I've invited you over for dinner. You always get weird.
I know you're from the East Coast
Yeah, I
of
did
Italy.
my research.
What kind of, you creeping on the guy?
We're kindred spirits. He and I told him I've been to Italy several times. I looked up where in Italy he was from.
I do enjoy listening to him speak. I love an Italian accent, and it's like, it's a smaller meatball.
I can hear him say meatball.
That was great.
I like when they look for the English word. I
like, how do you say cucumber?
I love it. Like guitar. It's guitar.
I kind of feel like he said, yeah, I get spaghetti and meatballs in Italy. Yeah, and it's just a thinner noodle and a smaller meatball. But essentially he gets SpaghettiOs, which is a thinner noodle and smaller meatball. So I kind of took it as a point for me there.
But you got to think he's trying to make Solana happy because Solana's weird. He's looking at him in his eyes and funny.
Solana's doing the thing again that I told him not to do, which is to lead the witness. And he's like, You know, Americans foolishly believe that spaghetti and meatballs. Can't you just ask him the question, see what the answer is?
If you want to see his reaction, the videos are posted on YouTube. When I bring up spaghetti and meatballs, which is why I laugh at the very beginning, you could tell made him uncomfortable. Spaghetti and meatballs made him uncomfortable. And if you thought that was the weirdest part of the interview, you haven't seen anything yet.
All right, so now we've had I've maintained forever cookie cake is the best cake on the planet. I don't understand ice cream cake at all. I don't understand why you would eat ice cream with a fork and a knife. And sheet cake, I'm a fan of as well. A Publix sheet cake is always good, but for me, cookie cake is the best. So Solana asked, what's the best? Ice cream cake, sheet cake, cookie cake. What do you think Pella Larson answers, Crowder?
Oh, cookie cake.
I'm
Young.
going to go, yeah, but young, that's why I'm going to say ice cream cake, because he's still in that, you know, how the youngsters, it's like, oh, guess what? There's a birthday party. You're going to get ice cream cake. You know, was he like 20, 21?
Yeah, he's young, 22.
Yeah, I think he's still an ice cream cake kind of fella.
I'm going to say ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake as well. All right, let's listen to Pella Larson.
What's the best cake out of these three? Ice cream cake, cookie cake, or just your traditional sheet cake, like a normal cake you'd buy at the supermarket?
Well, I don't know what a cookie cake is, but it doesn't matter because the right answer is ice cream cake.
Man, I knew it.
The middle part, the crunchies in the middle.
Oh, crunchy.
Have you ever had the ice cream cake with that in the middle?
I don't know. Ice cream in general is always a winner for me, so it doesn't matter which one it is.
Right, but ice cream, Pella, is good in a cone or a cup. It's not good on a plate with a fork and a knife. But he doesn't even know what cookie cake is, so there's my entree right there. Get me his home address. Jimmy, call Pella Larson and ask if you can get his home address because I want to send him a cookie cake from Mrs. Fields. What do you think Spo says?
Sheet cake. Old school man.
Yep, 100%. He doesn't know. He's a basketball guy.
Yeah.
So what he knows is you go to Publix and you order a sheet cake because anything else is superfluous. Like you need a cake for someone, you get a sheet cake.
And it's as we do this year to year, he overshares. So he might even say, I don't need a lot of cake, but when I do, he always has a little preface.
Jimmy, what do you think Spo says?
I'm going to say ice cream cake.
I think that's the least of his favorite cakes. I think he's with me on that one. Let's listen to Spo.
Ice cream cake, cookie cake, or just your plain sheet cake?
It's a chocolate cake with ice cream inside of it. I like it when that's at birthday parties for the kids.
And they have like the little crunchies inside. You enjoy
even
that?
better, yeah. I just like the combination of the chocolate with ice cream.
Kindred spirits, Spo.
I mean,
fudged it.
Yeah, because he went to what his kids like.
Yeah.
Because his kids are of age to go to all these birthday parties. So he's like, yeah, I think you need to re-ask that question, Solana. You meet with him before the games, don't you?
I do sometimes, yeah.
Can you re-ask that question Sunday before the Knicks game?
You guys realize Spo has like no body fat percentage, right? He's not carrying around moobs like the two of you. This guy's not eating cake unless his kids are eating cake.
Well, when the hell do you think I'm eating cake? What do you think I have? You think I have a cake over here? I'm nursing one Coke Zero in 4 hours. You think I have a cake next to me somewhere? How about Davion Mitchell?
Ooh, ice cream.
See, I think I'm going to try to go back. He's talking about being out with the ladies, having the Aperol Spritz. I think cake with frosting is going to be his move there. I think it's the smoother move. So I'm going to go sheet cake for Davion.
Ice cream's more sensual. He already brought up the ladies. He's on his mind with the Aperol Spritz. Ice cream.
Jimmy?
I'm going to say cookie cake.
Cookie cake. All right, going off the board. Let's hear what Davion Mitchell said.
I'll give you a couple options.
Okay.
Ice cream cake, cookie cake, or just sheet cake, regular sheet cake that you buy from the store.
I'm gonna be a little bit selfish here. Like I think that, like if I'm getting a cake, I would want to eat it. So like, I usually don't eat cake, but I would say that the best cake that
Ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake.
Yeah, I think
It has the crunchies in the middle.
Mhm.
That's the best part.
Yeah, I think that's what I get, just because I can feel like I can eat it too.
I mean, can you imagine all these adults talking about crunchies and everyone lights up when he mentions crunchies? What is wrong with everyone?
Texture.
Nobody needs texture in their food. Do you need crunchies in your fettuccine Alfredo? You'd
No,
send
that's a
it back if
smooth
there were
dish.
crunchies.
What
Ice
about
cream is smooth.
What about the everything seasoning that puts a little crunch on the bagel?
Boom.
No, it's for the seasoning. It's not for the
Hey
crunch.
man, Davion guy, he talks sexy.
He did, man. He was like ice cream.
Why didn't you invite him over for spaghetti?
I did. Solana 305 on YouTube. I may or may not have invited Davion to his favorite restaurant, KYU, in downtown.
Excellent. All right, one more. Again, this has been a constant argument on this show. Crowder flies a lot. I always say, hey, shoot your loved ones a text, taking off now, or when you land, we're landing now. And not even just family. It can be friends like us. When you're in Houston right now. It would have been nice when you took off. I don't know when you went, this morning, last night. If you shot us a text on the thread, hey, taking off now. And it would have been nice when you landed. Because we didn't know till you signed on today if you had made it to Houston. I knew you were going, but you had gone 0 dark 30. So I think that's common courtesy.
Waste of time.
It's not a waste of time. You let your loved ones know that that you're taking off and that you're landing. What do you think Davion Mitchell says about this?
I think he'll agree with you, honestly.
Yeah, I think
this is a young people social media. Look at me, I'm traveling thing.
I would just like to point out, you're going to hear me bring up his mom here, but it's because we had a conversation previously about him kind of assimilating to Miami, moved his mom down. He has a very strong relationship.
So you asked him specifically if he texts his mom?
I mentioned his family, but I do specifically talk about his mom because she had a battle with cancer, overcame it. We kind of got into that.
So do you ask him specifically if he texts his mom?
Mom and family. I bring up mom and
then
family.
for sure the answer is yes. If you made it that specific, if it's like, do you text your mom, then for sure the answer is yes. Jimmy?
I'm going to say yes.
It'd be funny, Jimmy, if you said no, he hates his mom.
I wouldn't say that.
All right, let's hear what Davion Mitchell has to say.
Do you text your mom or a family member before you take off on the airplane and then after you land just to let them know? Like you're checking in.
I probably should. My mom actually gets mad that I don't. But I don't do all the time. So she yells at me all the time and say, why don't you text me or tell me that you're like, yeah.
Check in with the fam.
I actually got to do better. I'm glad you said that. I'm going to do better with that.
All right, so he, at least Crowder, is open to changing his ways. You're not open to it. I think you're making a mistake. Davion Mitchell immediately realized he's on the wrong side of the argument and is now on my side.
Yeah, he's a baby. If mom lives with him, maybe I can understand that. But as a grown man texting y'all, this morning at 7:20, you wanted a text from me?
It would have been nice.
Hey, fellas, taking off.
Yeah,
in Houston in 3.
You seen those videos on TikTok where you call your friends at night just to say goodnight?
No.
That's funny. I'm going to call you tonight to say goodnight.
No, you're not.
Let's hear, let's guess what Pella Larson says about checking in with loved ones when flying. What do you think?
I think these babies, I think these kids all do it. Yeah. So Pella would be.
And where's he from?
Sweden.
He's from Sweden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's foreign. His parents are worried about him being in America.
That's it. And Swedish people are notoriously nice and thoughtful.
Are they really?
I don't know. But I know when I click on the Swedish category on some of my favorite websites, they seem very nice and cordial.
Giving, very giving.
Very giving. Jimmy, what do you think Pella Larson says?
I'm going to say he says no.
Really? Interesting. Let's hear Pella Larson.
Do you send a message to your family still before you take off and then when you land, just to check in, just to let them know, hey, I'm good. Everything's okay.
I think it's transitioned from my family to my girlfriend. It's
okay.
She's more into my day-to-day life than my family. So, I mean, if I'm going to Sweden, I'll for sure let them know, like, yo, I'm here. But they got to pick me up too. So that's
you need a ride.
I need a ride. But yeah, I do.
But he does. Okay, he does with his girlfriend. The more, yeah. I mean that sometimes supplants the the family, the current spouse or girlfriend. So
These young kids are more mature than y'all are.
Finally, Eric Spoelstra. Do you think he checks in with family and loved ones? Remember, he's got kids, and I don't know if they have phones yet. I don't know if they're of age to have phones, but do you think he checks in?
No, old soul, just too focused on the game planning. No way he's worried about this foolishness.
I also think that he's not interested in people knowing where he is all the time, whether he's landed or not. I think he likes to get to a city and just kind of, hey, I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing right now. I don't, and he's recently divorced. I don't need to check in with anybody. Yeah. That's part of the package.
For some reason, I think Spo gets his warm nuts in first class and sets up a basketball court and starts moving them around. Like
he moves the nuts as if they like he's scheming plays.
The almonds are defense. Right. Yeah, almonds are defense. Cashews are offense.
Ma'am, can I get 3 more nuts here? Because I've only got 7 on the court.
And he gives them to Ira after.
Ira puts him in a bag, keeps him for later. Jimmy, what do you think? Spo?
I think he does do it.
All right, let's listen to Eric Spoelstra.
Do you text your family before and after the flight? So in other words, you sit down before the flight takes off. Do you almost send like some sort of like, hey, taking off? And then when you land, you let everybody, you check in with the fam?
Well, this summer, the majority of if you're talking about my family with my kids,
right,
7, 5, and 3, they don't have phones.
They don't have phones yet,
so I'm not texting. And hopefully that doesn't happen for a while. So I'm usually with my kids during the summer,
right?
And I'm not texting.
What about the folks? You check in with them, or
is that bad? I should say yes, but definitely not before and after a flight.
I mean, I'm 31. I'm engaged, but I'll still let the fam know, like, hey, flying out.
Yeah,
land,
okay.
You gotta let them know you're okay.
All right, I'll be more intentional about that next time.
All right, I think again, like Davion Mitchell, he's like, yeah, I've recognized the error in my ways, and I'm going to correct that.
Huck, do you think that Solana is about to adjust Davion Mitchell or Eric Spoelstra's habits by asking that question?
I believe he has.
I think I changed Spo's course of action before and after flights. I truly believe that.
Spo's going to call. What are his parents, 80?
Even more reason to shoot him a text, let you know that we made it.
No, they don't even know what's going on.
He's been doing a lot of traveling with Team USA.
That's the thing, too. When travel is, do pilots do it? Would you think a pilot, every time they take off or land, they call somebody? When you travel a lot,
Sully did.
No, it just
becomes. I saw it in the movie.
Yeah. So,
I saw it. Sully did it.
My neighbor's a pilot. Always, he would text me.
All right. That was delightful. That is an excellent job, Solana. That was excellent. Where can people see your Heat Media Day interviews?
Solana 305 on YouTube.
Solana 305 on YouTube. That was excellent. We got good insight into the Heat players and coaches there. That was really fun. I love doing that. That is my favorite season preview that we do every year. That was fun. Excellent. We learned a little bit about Aperol Spritz, spaghetti and meatballs, ice cream cake, cookie cake, texting your loved ones. I mean, these are the things I want to know about the players who play for my favorite team. So that was very cool. Very excited. All right, 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour is coming up. Do not go anywhere.
Y'all love food. Who doesn't love to eat delicious, fresh, have the best selection in South Florida? And that's at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. You got to eat. Why don't you get the best food at the best price and the freshest food? It's Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. And I got to tell you, my favorite time of year, I don't know when yours is, but mine is stone crab season. And it's just started this month. Get your stone crabs. Get them from Delaware. They will crack them for you. They got the mustard sauce. They got the best price, the freshest stone crabs. Now, they've been down in South Florida, in Hollywood, Florida, since 1951. They have all the connections with the captains that go out and get them. Get your stone crabs from Delaware, but get some stone crabs. You can also get your lamb and your beef, your veal, your pork, your poultry, duck, turkey, lobster, shrimp, fish, alligator, venison, oysters, crabs, clams. They have it all. They have sides made in house daily and fresh. They make burgers and sandwiches and fried chicken, roasted chicken, which is oven fried chicken. If you don't feel like cooking, prepared food. They got the meat right there for you. If you want to cook, you want to whip it up, and Crowder Powder's there. So you get your meat, grab your Crowder Powder, all 3 blends, and you are set to go. Go to DelawareChicken.com. See the entire menu. That's DelawareChicken.com. When you get your order, place it with them at 954-983-6831. That's 954-983-6831. Place your order. They'll bring it out to the car. It'll be ready when you get there. Curbside delivery is available. Yacht Provisions. You have a beautiful yacht. Have the best food on that yacht. Yacht Provision available. And you got to support local. Like I said, 1951. They've been down here. They know what they're doing. Support local with Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. They are located on 441, 1 block south of Sterling Road. And when y'all get down there, please get some stone crabs. They are delicious. Grab your Crowder Powder and tell them Crowder sent you.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Crowder, how many booms would you give today's show?
I'm not booming nothing.
Yeah. Well done, Jimmy. That's how you do it on a Heat game night. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour, and it's brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery. Good vibes on tap. You can watch the game there tonight if you want. They had the official Panthers watch party last night at Funky Buddha in Oakland Park. Hope you were there. It was a heck of a game to be watching. So a ton is going on. By the way, we're off a little bit before 5:45, but Heat pregame, pre-Heat will begin at 5:45 tonight. Game will tip off at 7. You will hear it all here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Lot of stuff going on at Funky Buddha in Oakland Park. Halloween is going on there. You can get sticky treats, which is my favorite beer that Funky Buddha does. Thursday the 30th, which is that a week from tomorrow?
Tomorrow's the 23rd. Yeah, a week from tomorrow.
How about that? 1 week from tomorrow, the Dolphins play on Thursday Night Football.
They do.
They're going to play another short week. Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to be there at Funky Buddha. We're going to watch the game. Me, Crowder, Jimmy, Josh Appel, a cast of thousands. We're going to watch the game at Funky Buddha, and we want you to come on out and join us. So a week from tomorrow, make your plans. Watch the game with us at Funky Buddha, the tap room in Oakland Park. You can enjoy some great food and drinks, and hopefully a good football game. I don't know. That's probably too much to be asking for. November 7th is Funky Buddha's next beer pairing dinner. So you can get Chef Jeff. He does a big beer pairing menu, and Chef Jeff is unlike any other chef. He really knows how to throw it down, but they're doing roasted butternut squash soup, grilled hanger steak with horseradish potato croquettes, house-made smoked duck pastrami. I mean, it's all going to be going off. You can get tickets right now at funkybuddha.com. And, of course, you can watch football every Saturday and Sunday at Funky Buddha, the tap room in Oakland Park. And on Sundays, or anytime the Dolphins are playing, I wonder what they'll do for Baltimore for that Thursday night game. Baltimore, I'm going to guess like crabs.
Crab cakes.
Something in the crab arena, right? Yeah.
I watch Wedding Crashers. Crab cakes and football, that's what Maryland does.
I love a good crab cake. Love a good crab cake.
Never
and
had
I
one.
bet Chef Jeff can throw down a good one. Well, anyway, this Sunday it's Atlanta, so they're doing chicken and waffles. So if you want to go to Funky Buddha and watch Miami and Atlanta on Sunday, chicken and waffles will be on the menu for 1 day only. It's all going off at Funky Buddha in Oakland Park. Check out their website, funkybuddha.com, for all the deets. Let's get headlines brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
The Miami Heat play basketball tonight. Real basketball tonight, Hawk.
I'm excited. I really am. I think my wife and I are going to go walk around Delray Beach for Delray Affair. Not Delray Affair, Art and Jazz on the Avenue tonight. Mm-hmm. But I am rooting for the Heat.
Okay. Yeah, you're locked in. Sort of.
Well, they do Art and Jazz once a month, and so.
Oh, okay. So you could do it next month, too.
I could, or I could just watch the Heat on Friday. I mean,
okay. Yeah, I mean, there's only 82 more of these, to be fair.
True.
All right, so Heat play tonight. We're still, unless I missed something here in this last commercial break, we're still kind of awaiting some sort of announcement on Khalil Ware, but it seems like that's going to end up being a game time decision.
This is that time of year that I have to check Ira Winderman tweets like every 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get an Ask Ira today on the show.
Oh, that's right. I'm slipping.
He is out there for pregame work. I see a video posted by Anthony Chang, but still remains questionable for tonight's game.
All right. I told you earlier, Ira shared the news that the Heat and Jimmy Butler have come to an agreement. They had ended up fining him $6 million last season for missed games, suspended games, etc. They have come to an agreement, 50% compromise on the fines. So Jimmy Butler will pay $3 million or will be docked $3 million. I'm guessing they docked him $6 million, but put all that money in escrow waiting the outcome of what the agreement was going to be. And so now my guess is they'll free up $3 million to him.
He kind of had a messy exit aside from the Heat. Remember, he was, I guess, renting a house, and the landlord or the owners of the house alleged that he kind of left the place not in the best condition.
Disarray.
Yeah. Well, he looked good yesterday, man, with the Golden State Warriors. They opened up the season and they beat the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't want to say convincingly, but they outplayed them in the second half. And then Steph Curry does what Steph Curry does, and he hits a dagger from the Crypto.com arena logo, and that was all she wrote.
Was Noah Eagle on the call for NBC.
Noah Eagle every time.
He was fantastic. He was so good.
After his call at the Olympics with Steph Curry, the golden dagger. Give me Noah Eagle on every Steph Curry Golden State Warriors game.
I mean, that's the son. We've been listening to Ian Eagle for years. This is Noah Eagle. He's unbelievable. He's got to be in his 20s.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a funny joke yesterday where on the broadcast, I don't remember who was doing the broadcast with. Do you recall who
Noah Eagle was?
Right.
Why can't I think of it?
I can't remember who he was doing it with.
Was it Grant Hill?
No.
No, not Grant Hill.
No, maybe you're right.
Maybe it was Grant Hill. But they were talking about Jimmy Butler's players only retreat, where I guess he invited all the players only, and they had like a little look at it and a feature. And at one point, whoever Noah Eagle was doing the game with, maybe it was Grant Hill, kind of said, "Hey, Noah, aren't you the Jimmy Butler, the point guard of this broadcast? You're going to invite us over to your house for a broadcasters only shindig?" And he's like, "If you're comfortable coming to an apartment, sure."
It's just like a young kid.
Yeah.
Man, he was great on that call.
We've got a full slate of
and
NBA games.
I don't know how you young people feel. The early game. I happen to love Reggie Miller. And again, I hated Reggie Miller. I was a Bulls fan, and for me, it's like comfort food. It's meatloaf. Hearing Reggie Miller, I like Mike Tirico. Hearing Reggie Miller as a game analyst, I like it. I enjoy his broadcast work.
Yeah, I can't tag along with you there. I just can't. I'm not saying he's the worst. He's fine.
Don't like Reggie Miller, or you don't like him as a broadcaster?
I kind of like Reggie Miller away from broadcasting. I saw an Xfinity commercial he did with, speaking of Wedding Crashers, with the cast of Wedding Crashers, Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. But he was funny in the commercial. I loved Winning Time, the 30 for 30 with Reggie Miller. But there's just something about him on the broadcast where he just states the obvious thing over and over again. And I feel like he's not paying attention half the time. He's more interested in dapping up the players and just being around the players than he is broadcasting the game.
Yeah, I don't know if young people like Reggie Miller.
We got a full slate tonight, Hawk, so lock in. We get our first look tonight
at Matas Buzelis,
not what
Josh
I was gonna say.
Giddey, and your Chicago Bulls.
What's going to happen with Matas Buzelis scores 9 points tonight? You're gonna fess up?
No, I'm taking the over tonight on Matas. Matas is he's going to fool the odds makers. They'll catch up later this season. I'm putting it in right now.
What's it at? 14.5, you said?
I think it was 16.5. Player props, Matas Buzelis, 16.5. I'm going over right now.
Okay.
Putting it in right now.
All right, lock that in, man.
$50 over 16.5.
Or you could just send it to Jimmy.
No, I'm telling you.
Send it to his OnlyFans bank account.
Patrick Williams, a little Patty Will action tonight for the Bulls. FSU's own.
That's the roster you're telling me?
No, I don't know. I don't know if we'll get any. I don't know if we'll get 5 minutes.
That's your starting point, arguing the Bulls roster is better than the Heat. Patty Williams.
I think I'm going to take Duncan Robinson under 12.5, though. Let me see what threes made are. Threes made Duncan Robinson. It's 2.5. But over 2.5 is minus 175.
Wow.
Yeah.
Might start in Detroit.
I might go Boozy over 2.5 threes at plus 130.
You think he's Reggie Miller?
Yes, I do. I should have worn my Boozy hoodie today.
That's not a joke. You have a Boozy hoodie.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. One of your, I'm sure, one day very regrettable purchases on Ambien.
Do not regret that one at all.
NBA action, Heat Magic at 7 on national TV tonight. Knicks Cavaliers is a marquee matchup. And then later tonight, there's a couple good games, man. The Spurs and the Mavericks play at 9:30. Timberwolves, Trailblazers, and the Kings and the Suns. Russell Westbrook makes his debut with Sacramento tonight.
All right, I'm putting in a parlay right now with a 30% profit boost. Boozy, over 2.5 threes made. Duncan Robinson, under 2.5 threes made. And Duncan Robinson, under 12.5 points.
Okay. You punt on Duncan, man. This guy leaves the Heat and you're done with him?
I mean, did you watch him last season with the Heat?
There is one update regarding the Orlando Magic, just because we're a little less than 2 hours away from the game. Jalen Suggs, who is rehabbing from a knee injury, is available tonight.
All right.
So the only player out is the other Wagner, Mo Wagner, who's still recovering from ACL surgery last season. The Miami Dolphins announced today that Darren Waller is on IR. So that is not the best of news. Tua spoke today, and he talked about a lot of things today.
Really weird comment that's obviously gaining some traction on social media. I saw Armando Salguero just retweeted it and wrote, please. Tua says he didn't target Jalen Waddle much versus the Browns because he had trouble seeing him.
Oh, Tua, come on, man.
And the quote is, some of it has to do with being able to see guys. And I'm not the tallest guy. You don't want to just throw it blindly. Again, that's one of those honesty things, which he did with Josh Allen earlier in the season. But all you're doing is opening yourself up for being criticized for everyone knew he was short. Now he's reminding you he's short. Like, yeah, you can't, like, you cannot use that. You cannot say that you couldn't see Jalen Waddle.
What does it say if in a game where you might have had the worst game you've had going back to 2021, they're asking you, why couldn't you throw it to your best target? And you're telling everybody, yeah, I just couldn't see him.
I was short.
I'm not the biggest guy. I just couldn't see him. What does it say about the state of the Miami Dolphins offense? You can't see your best target. You only saw him one time. The one catch he got for 15 yards.
Somebody texts in, Hoch just got off work and tuning in. Hope you made that FIU bet yesterday. I did. I had a parlay. I said it at the beginning of the show. I had a 3-leg parlay. Kennesaw State over FIU, winner. Panthers over the Bruins, winner. And OKC over the Rockets, winner.
To win. You had OKC to win.
I had money line on all of them, so no points were being given on any of them. And it was a winning 3-leg parlay to start out the basketball season.
You nailed that, man. You really did.
Somebody texts in, tailing you, Hoch, Buzelis over. Go spend the money tonight before the game is even done.
I'm not thrilled about you betting against my FIU Panthers, but here we are.
All right.
You see how those Vice jerseys look last night?
I did. Look pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
The best jerseys in sports that look pretty good.
I mean, you go out and lose to Kennesaw State at home. I'm not going to rave about the jerseys.
Did you see the celebrities? I don't want to throw shade at my Panthers, but cute, like they had a couple local people out there, a couple singers that like we wouldn't know, but I'm sure younger college students would know. I'll get the names. I didn't know them, but like their marquee names were Young Thug, and who spoke to the team. He's a pretty big celebrity, pretty big rapper. Cuba Gooding Jr.
Really
was being flaunted by FIU.
I mean,
yesterday.
that's a big star.
That's a big get.
He was at the game.
Yeah.
Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Cuba Gooding Jr. was at the game yesterday, and not just show up, collect your check, and ride. He was on the field, but then he sat in a box. I saw people taking pictures with him. He was throwing up the paws up, papa. Like he was out there.
Remember, Tua used his line. Show me the money. Huh? Show me the money.
Young Thug, Cuba Gooding Jr. Look at him out there. Look at him
that's a big
FIU
star.
game.
That's a big star.
Yeah. Lenny Tavares.
Lenny Tavares.
Carmen de Leon.
These are the singers that I wouldn't know.
James Bordeaux. And that's it. Those are the stars.
Who are they?
No idea.
All right, I got to look up Lenny Tavares because Tavares is a Hispanic name.
Correct.
But Lenny is not. I'm fascinated by Lenny Tavares.
Yeah, it looks like he's a reggaeton artist.
Yeah, Puerto Rican reggaeton artist.
I'm getting Bad Bunny vibes.
That's so weird. Lenny Tavares is the stage name of Julio Manuel Gonzalez Tavares. But he goes with Lenny, huh?
Lenny.
Interesting choice, Lenny.
Panthers are back at it tomorrow. They have, after a pretty tough, it ended great yesterday with Marchie's return, but after a pretty tough road trip, they get the Penguins tomorrow. They get the Golden Knights later this weekend on Saturday, the Anaheim Ducks on Tuesday, and then the Dallas Stars next Saturday. So 4 straight at home on home ice for Los Gatos.
Somebody texted in, if everybody knows it, talking about Tua saying he couldn't see Waddle. If everyone knows it, what's the problem with saying it? No one had a problem with his height in 2023. People are just looking for stuff to bitch about with Tua. No, I've never heard a quarterback, Bryce Young, Doug Flutie, I've never heard a quarterback say, you know what, I'm kind of short, so I couldn't see the receivers. Like, no, don't do that.
Not only that, but you're
You'd
coming
be like a running back going, well, I'm kind of weak, so I'm easy to bring down. And that's why I got caught from behind. I'm kind of slow, so I got caught from behind. Like, like that's a weird thing for me to say, to hear someone say.
Hoch, they're coming off the worst offensive performance that this team has had, which is saying something this season. And then on top of it, to hear your quarterback say, yeah, well, you know what happened? I couldn't see my number one target. That's not really helping the situation.
Yeah. Because that you really can't correct that unless you go out and get shorter linemen. But I don't think that solves anything because why would you want small linemen?
Well, don't they have those stilts that you can put in your shoes now?
Like lifts?
Yeah, like lifts.
All right. I guess get them lifts.
You can lend them yours.
I should wear lifts. I would like to.
I
bet you wear lifts.
Me?
You wear lifts?
Why would I wear lifts?
Because you're short and you try to portray taller.
I'm 5'11" and 3/4.
Yeah. You're 5'11". You think you're a quarter inch away from 6 feet?
I'm basically 6 feet. On my ID, it says 6 feet.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
If you're 5'11" and 3/4,
you're not
5'11".
5'11".
I'm 5'11" and 3/4.
You're lucky if you're 5'9".
Measure me right now.
I'd love to.
Measure me. Who has a tape?
Bring
Go
me
ask
a
Ed.
tape
Go
measure.
ask Ed, the engineer.
You
I bet
think
you
you're
a tape
6
measure.
feet?
I am 5'11" and 3/4. Why is that so hard to believe? I don't understand.
Because I'm around you every day.
Right. And I'm significantly no shade at you. I'm significantly taller than you.
You're not, first of all, and you're not close to 6 feet.
I could see Jalen Waddle.
This is the guy who thinks he got scholarship offers because he got a brochure in the mail from a local college.
You love changing the story.
No, I'm saying you're delusional with things, which is why you think you're a hair from 6 feet.
Never said anything about scholarships, plural. I said I was offered one college scholarship, and that is not a fabrication. That is 100%.
By the way, also, if you're in your 30s and you give your height with like a quarter of an inch, a 3/4 of an inch, like, what are you doing? You're not 6 years old.
5'11", 3/4, Hoch.
All right, but you're not.
Check my ID.
Someone says on the chat, though, maybe metabolically, you're 5'11" and 3/4.
Now that you guys are in studio, I got to bring the metabolic.
Oh, please do. Also
scale.
bring a tape measure.
Looking at pictures of Melo in his outfit last night.
I mean, come on. It's the network debut for a beloved franchise. The network re-debut. NBA on NBC. Like, even if you don't want to wear a suit and tie every broadcast, Melo, for this one, like all this hoopla about the NBA on NBC being back, and they go out and they get Round Ball Rock from John Tesh, and they hire so many different people. Like, Melo, what are you doing? Like, wear a suit and tie for that one at least. You don't have to wear it for every game. For the opening night, come on, man.
It's not just suit and tie, or that he didn't wear it. It's what he was wearing. It's like a FUBU tracksuit.
Yeah, like real, like you'd see that at Applebee's,
right?
Single guy at the bar at Applebee's on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, we're a matching set.
All right, your weather. Everybody enjoy Miami Heat opening night tonight.
Yeah, it's fun. You can hear the action here starting at 5:45.
Yes, sir. Your weather in South Florida right now. It is a gorgeous afternoon. It's in the low 80s. Tonight, it'll drop into the low 70s. Your weather is brought to you by Chill
Low
Zone.
70s?
Well, the 70s. Let's see. Tonight, 75.
Mid 70s.
Mid 70s.
All right. Low 70s, I'd be excited. We're at that time of year. That I was excited to hear that.
75, mid 70s. Your weather is brought to you.
Well, this guy who thinks 75 is low 70s also thinks he's 5'11 and 3/4. Like, you can see what's going on here.
Pull out the tape measure.
Yeah.
Your weather.
I wonder what else you have off.
That one, I exaggerate a lot more.
Somebody texts in, how many months old is Solana? Do you do that as well? Oh, I'm 180 months old.
Weather is sponsored by ChillZone AC, featuring reliable root AC systems. Make your AC great again. Visit chillzoneac.com.
I twice, believe it or not, in South Florida, have had to replace a roof on my home. 2 different homes, and both times had to replace the roof. And I hope you don't have to do so. But if you do, I want to tell you about Perfect Choice Roofing, because my guy, Party Peter, at Perfect Choice Roofing has you covered. Remember this website, roofhotline.com. Perfect Choice Roofing. They offer instant range estimating, so you can get a price range of your roof within 30 seconds. You could see different roof options at the same time, and all you have to do is visit roofhotline.com. Maybe you need an entire roof replacement. If you do, Perfect Choice Roofing. Maybe you just need a repair. Any homeowner knows. Couple shingles go bad, couple roof tiles go bad. You start to see a little watermark maybe on the ceiling. That's a bad sign. And you don't want to let a little problem become a big problem. And so you call Perfect Choice Roofing, or you go to roofhotline.com, because you can turn a minor problem into a major problem if you ignore it. Don't ignore it. Take care of it now at roofhotline.com. Party Peter and roofhotline.com have you covered. There is no job they can't do. You're looking for a reliable company, obviously. You want a company that offers the best manufacturer warranty, like a 30-year warranty. Contact Perfect Choice Roofing at roofhotline.com. Again, whether it's an entire new roof or just a repair, Party Peter and Perfect Choice Roofing have you covered. Visit the website for all the info. It's roofhotline.com.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Is there any possibility that Billy the Marlin is a bird?
Oh, Jimmy. How you guys could hate on Michael Jordan and his NBA on NBC performance yesterday is just shocking. You know who sings this, Solana? You know the artist of this song that is so closely identified with the Chicago Bulls intros?
Benny the Bull.
Benny the Bull. This is the Alan Parsons Project.
That's right.
That's right.
APJ.
Dolphins are up to 8-point underdogs now in Atlanta. And it was somewhere in the 6s, I feel. Went to 7, then it was 7.5. It is now 8. Dolphins, 8-point underdogs Sunday in Atlanta.
I could see that going up a little bit more.
Well, I said at the beginning of the show, give me the reason that you would believe that the Dolphins somehow are going to do better against Atlanta than they did Cleveland.
Maybe Mike McDaniel's been praying more.
Well, it's got to be something like that because it ain't going to come from scheming.
Hawk, I'm not kidding. I don't know what the Dolphins can do to alleviate their offensive line. I don't know. I don't think there's an answer because if there was one, they would have already done it. And we're just hoping, I guess, Tua indoors. Like, is that what we're clinging to? But what has Tua done over the past couple weeks to prove to you,
Nothing.
Hey, I'm going to be able to rebound for my worst game ever and put on a show and win you a football game? I don't know.
Well, the line is up to 8. I put in a couple of parlays for the NBA tonight. I just put in a 4-leg money line parlay. Cavs to beat the Knicks in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I saw no Julius Randle.
Ooh, I saw no Josh Hart.
I thought I saw Julius Randle.
I'll double check that right now.
I have the Cavs beating the Knicks. These are money lines, so no points involved. Cavs to beat the Knicks. Magic to beat the Heat. Sorry. Bulls to beat the Pistons. And the Grizzlies to beat the Pelicans. And you know I love Zion, but I think Memphis is going to be tough this season.
We'll see. Ja Morant didn't play in preseason. I mean, I'm not concerned about Ja Morant, but I don't know. We'll see. And I'm interested in that game because the Heat play them on Friday. So I'm going to be keeping a pretty close eye. When you said Julius Randle is out tonight, you were referring to Minnesota. Remember, he's
No.
Minnesota.
I was thinking about the Knicks, but it wasn't Josh Hart. It was someone I saw that was unavailable tonight. Who did Crowder tell Zack Gelb he's gonna burn you at the end?
Carl Anthony Towns.
That's who I meant.
Yeah. Carl Anthony Towns, quadriceps questionable to play tonight. Maybe he's been downgraded.
The 3-leg parlay I put in earlier. Matas Buzelis over 2.5 threes made. Duncan Robinson under 2.5 threes made, makes his debut for Detroit tonight. And Duncan Robinson under 12.5 points tonight. I also have a solo bet, Matas Buzelis for the Bulls over 16.5 points. And I also put in a future, Zion Williamson to win league MVP at plus 15,000. How about that?
Okay. Good luck.
I'm just telling you.
I hope it happens because it'll be
great for the show.
Unbelievably great for the show.
Love watching Crowder walk back. Crowder's in Houston. He was with us up until the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hour. He's interviewing Kevin Durant tonight.
The Durantula.
For the Pivot.
Yeah.
So that'll be an excellent episode coming out soon. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha happy hour. And we're going to wrap things up because Preheat is going to be on tonight at 5:45. I was just talking with Tommy Tig in the hallways. He's excited for another campaign. It'll be Solana, Tommy Tig. Then you're going to get Jason Jackson, Amy Audibert. I mean, you got the Miami Heat audio experience tonight in FM. F bleeping M.
Mm-hmm.
All the Heat action on 104.3 FM WQAM. Before we wrap things up here and hand it off to Preheat, you know I talk about Atlantic Men's Clinic on this show. I'm a believer. You got another summer over, too. Maybe you're thinking, hey, my energy's lower and my workouts aren't as productive and I'm not sleeping as well as I used to. I feel that brain fog all the time. My sex drive is off. If you're experiencing some or all of those symptoms, you might have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. call Atlantic Men's Clinic today. Get treated for that low T. I'm speaking from experience. I can attest to the difference. Atlantic Men's Clinic, they are the experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. And low T can cause so many problems, like I mentioned. But if you're like the many men who are low T, within just a few weeks of getting treated, you're going to feel your energy return and the brain fog go away and your sleep improve and your workouts improve and your sex drive becomes significantly enhanced. So go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com, take the low T quiz. It's right there on the website. It takes a minute. And then schedule a consult. They do your lab work. They have your results within 30 minutes. A Florida licensed medical provider will review your results with you and discuss your options. Atlantic Men's Clinic. Here's the thing. Most men wait a year or longer. Don't wait. There's 7 locations in South Florida. And by the way, every location is so friendly. They've got a new office in Hollywood. Call them at 877-455-7300. It's 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. That'll do it for us tonight on this Wednesday. Everybody have a great and safe Wednesday night. Go Heat! We will speak with you mañana.
Boom!